Hello, everybody. Stickers. Hopefully, you guys don't hear my dog eating in the background because he is eating like he will never see food again. All right. Let's see. Again, your question. I hear you, Mrs. Gibbs. All right. Hannibal. Is that, I wonder which dog that is. Let's take a look. Bruce Loose. Here he is. You saw the little brother?
Yo, what's up?
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing, just hanging out with my baked potato.
Baked potato. What you got with it?
My baked potato.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, we ended up accidentally needing to feed him a little later than normal. So he's in here with me eating off and on, and he is a loud eater. He eats like he's never going to see food again. So it's very, very loud and obnoxious. I actually had to, when I got him, I don't know if maybe he was competing for food with his siblings, but he like I had to put one of those slow feeders, like the rubber spiral piece that you put in the bottom of the bowl so that it slows him down. Because he was a hungry hippo. You could just hear him like he's eating like this thing of my life. It's so
What's
funny.
up, widow?
What up, Bruce?
Oh no it, man.
How
Another
you doing,
day
man?
in paradise.
Yeah, man.
You know
Make
it.
that money, Bruce. Make that money.
Yep.
Got to. They just giving it away.
I can hear your tax bracket changing as we speak.
You're
Oh
welcome.
man.
Considering inflation went up.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah,
Man, I saw that on my Facebook feed. I was like, holy shit.
Matthew.
Hmm?
That's the
What's up,
Matthew
Matthew?
Gibbs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gibbs wanted to get his question in early.
Ugly Baldy made it. Finally made it.
Mhm.
Who is he talking about?
Tony, you don't want ball head on him. Oh
Oh,
shoot.
Matthew says, "Fight me on site, on site." Matthew, you know where I live.
He probably does.
Oh
Oh,
man.
he does. I think his mom actually came over today.
Oh,
Matthew.
for real?
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, Deb's awesome. Like she's, yeah, her and Rev, like they're training them. Nakai is actually the one training them that's going to be showing them. And so yeah,
Yeah, I
Deb
seen
comes
that
when
video.
Matthew come.
I
Yeah,
seen that
Cam.
video.
He's
He's
looking
looking
really, really good.
good.
His coach looking
Hmm.
very, very nice. He's
Very.
really starting to spread out. Like shoot, he just turned a year. What? Few days ago? I think
Yeah,
on the
because I
11th.
seen him. I seen him at the show. I think he was saying he was like 8 months. I think eight
Yeah,
or 9 months. Yeah, big boy.
yeah, he's
Mhm.
looking good. Hey, tonight's live's gonna be fun. I've looked forward to this for a while. Like I've heard his lives before. Um, really studied his program, and he's just so consistent. Like the consistency of his program is what he's stuck with, and how he's line bred and things like that. Like I'm very, very much looking forward to talking to him tonight.
Yeah. It looks like he just started watching, so let's go ahead and try and get him on.
Yeah, Matthew said that dog 11 months old, man. He said
Dang.
Yeah.
he won't be a year old till next the 11th next year. I mean next month.
What's
Dang.
up, man?
Hey,
What's
what's going
up?
on?
Right,
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are y'all?
Good, good.
pretty good.
It's good. Good to
Can
have
you
you
guys
on,
see me?
dude.
I can't see anything.
Oh, so get this. Like that's not uncommon. So I have, like, I can see my screen, but y'all's three are nothing but black, so I can't see your faces. So I have to have my laptop in front of me, and I can see you
Okay.
on there.
Okay.
That's crazy.
No clue
Uh,
what's going on with Facebook Live when it's like on your device, but if it's on a laptop, you can see it, but you
hmm
have a hard time joining. So it's really awkward. I don't know what Facebook's going to do when it grows up.
We'll ride with it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
As
now,
long as
we're
you're good
just
with it.
go. As long as it looks and sounds good for everybody else, I think we're solid.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna go. But well, Justin, welcome, welcome. I mean, this is I feel like it's been a long time coming. You've been doing this for a while now, so I know that we're really excited to hear more about you, introduce you to some folks that maybe don't know who you are and need to, and kind of dig into your program and what makes you tick. So without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself and your kennel name and how you got into bullies.
All right. Well, first, I appreciate you guys having me on. I am probably new to a lot of your viewers, but I'm not new to dogs. Been doing this for around 20 years now. At like a higher level since '07. That's when I had my first dog that people would come out of state to check out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dog. Before XLs, I was strictly like Razor's Edge dog. So I had a dog, Razor's Edge Nemo. He was a short shot and diamond grandson. And that
Ooh,
was like my
Lord.
first dog where, like when I started taking it serious, I guess. Before that, I had a couple hood pits and everything changed when I got my first UKC Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
Um, just the,
Yes.
just going from pits to that, it was much different. But some of those Edge dogs did have fire, actually. So I think the experience with the pits helped me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I've always gravitated towards the bigger dogs. Like even my boy Nemo was 90 pounds. He'd throw a couple 100-pound dogs, and I always liked the bigger ones. I
Yeah.
saw some of the viewers might be familiar with Vi Yang from Vikings Pits at a
Hmm.
show, and I was like completely blown away. He had some old GK dogs,
Yes.
like real old school GK dogs.
Yeah.
One of them was actually The Rock, BGK's The Rock littermate. His name was Puma.
Wow.
So just seeing those dogs, I had to have one. So I got introduced to Vi. Vi introduced me to Anthony, Sunline, High Calibers in Cali.
Yep.
Drove
Anthony's
out
son.
there. Yep, Anthony's son.
Yeah.
Drove
Omega
out there when
Bird.
I was 18, met him, bought a dog. Yeah, drove from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Cali. Met him. Anthony was super cool. We've been pretty much locked in ever since. And he really took me under his wing, him and Vi, and mentored me for all these years. So that's just
Nice.
to have their wealth of knowledge. It's made it easier, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Anthony's son, like, that Sunlight has been a really, really fun yard to watch. So what a cool like foundation and mentorship that you had with Anthony and Vi. That's
And
awesome. I did, yeah.
not just
Hey,
through like pairing dogs and breeding dogs, but just how to take care of the dogs, how to whelp these litters, just invaluable information. I used to call him all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, so, just
hey,
like I
you know
said, him
what?
and Vi would help me whenever I needed it, or he would call me over, I'd help him. He's really the one that got me into showing.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Vi's the one that produced Epic. He produced Smasher. Before that, he had
Yeah,
Chubbs, Hemi, bunch of dogs, Witness.
yeah.
Um, but you'd have to be around, like I said, since like '06, '07 to know those dogs.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know all them dogs. Hey man, actually I reached out to Anthony last year um to come on a live with us, but he never did respond back to me. Maybe you can toss in a sweet word for us, man, so we can try to get him on the live.
What's
I
so
got
sweet
you. I
about
got
being
you.
in his ear? And
Nah,
if anything, like I actually like one of my dogs actually has Sunline blood, and I'm good friends with some Sunline owners here in
mhm.
the Birmingham area. So it would be really really cool to sit down with the man that started that. So yeah, if you can put in a good word, we I know that would be awesome to be able to talk to you and then to also be able to talk to him and just hear about your guys' journey and hear about his and stuff. So
Mhm.
let's dive back into yours though, because
Hey,
No, but
and,
the amount of
hey,
wealth
look,
of
and you
knowledge he
know
has
what?
is crazy. It'd be great to have him on the live.
Hey, and you
Yeah.
know what? I'll tell you what. I would like to have him on this live. I will sit out in order for him and you together come on the live with a
Hey.
man named Caleb. That's just how bad I want him on this live.
Yeah, that'd be
Hmm.
neat.
I will sit out. I will sit out and let you guys because he probably feel more comfortable with you on the live with him. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Hmm. Now
Mhm.
Yep.
he's one of those guys. He'll need some time in advance. He's got a
Yeah.
lot going on, kids and
Oh,
whatnot. So.
yeah. I feel like he's always been just super busy in a general sense. So it's
Mhm.
yeah, we'll definitely need to get a good head start on that. Now, I do have a question. I wanted to go ahead and because one of our friends and frequent viewers, Matthew Gibbs, has given us a question to ask you, and I don't want to miss out on it because we did
Okay.
it before you even got on the line. So he means it. He really wants to know. He says, "Do you have any updates on Monster Line's Hannibal?"
Okay. So I have not seen anything recent off him. He is in France, and his owner hasn't been that active on social media lately. If anyone
Uh,
wants to get in contact with the owner, I can certainly give you his info. And I know there's been people in the past that have tried to get a semen sent here, and for whatever reason, it's never happened.
hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in. The kennel name is Blood Monster Bullies. They're based in Paris, France. They have a freak casino son named Hannibal.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because Casino, I mean, that dog, just the productions, it's pretty unparalleled. Because regardless of how numerous they are, they're all sturdy. They all have that sunline look. It's unmistakable. So it's
Hmm.
to have that in your arsenal, I'm sure is ridiculous. So let's talk about your arsenal. Like, what kind of bloodlines you running right now? What you
So,
cooking?
so I've never switched up. That's part of being consistent and
Yeah.
really knowing your blood is don't switch with trends. Just pick a
That's
good
right.
foundation and run with it.
Yes.
I have the same dogs I started with in
Love it.
2007. So I started with my three foundation females for my XL program have been Sweeza, which is bodacious to precious, litter mates to, as you guys would know, Pro Bowls, Pearl, and Buddha.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so Sweeza's one. The other one is Sunline's Roxy, or Kiss of Death, which is Casino's mom.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Sunline's Snooky, or the girl next door is her paper name, and she is litter mates to Knuckles, who went overseas as well. So those are
Oh.
my three foundation females. And I really built my program around females, not
Yeah.
not studs. I don't studs aren't as important to me as other people believe. At my house right now, I have 6 females, no males.
Nice.
Yeah.
But not saying I don't have males. I have IMAX, De Niro. They're just placed,
Yeah.
pretty much
Right.
in like
Yeah.
guardian pet homes. They
I
live the good
got you.
Right.
life.
You have
Yeah.
access to them, but they're not currently in your possession.
Mhm. Yeah,
I agree.
it's all about females to me. So those and Kiss of Death and Snooky are actually half litter mates. They have the same mom, Sunline Chanel. So
Nice.
I've always kind of loosely been line breeding, anyways. I chose the
Yeah.
bodacious blood for certain reasons, but I really breed away from that just because of the temperaments aren't as good as I like. Um, and then
Yeah.
obviously I had Epic, so I had the Gotti line, and just so not so no, it's all about the females. But
I love having Tank on here because, like, especially when it's someone like you who's been doing this for so long, and like you
Yes.
guys have a very similar like thought structure and the way that you view things, and it's from experience. So having him on here and just being like, yeah,
There'll be
yeah,
some good things in the comments. He bounces off
yeah,
like someone
oh,
tender,
for
so I
sure.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
so
Hey
even when
man,
I,
listen.
oh, sorry,
So
go ahead.
look, so speaking back, you said that you started out with a short shot, son.
Short
Um,
shot grandson, yeah, Sly
okay,
Stallone was his dad.
grandson, okay, grandson. So look, do you still? I know this is a long shot. Do you still, or was you smart enough to keep blood semen off of that dog back then?
You know I was. So I do have frozen straws, some
Damn.
100% edge dogs.
Ooh.
Um, and one of them in particular is a line bred Nemo. I bred Nemo to his granddaughter, and I got a dog named Deuce. If you go on my profile and you kind of like scroll back between my cover photos, Deuce is one of them. And he was pretty much my last edge production before I went full-time XL. But I've
Yeah.
always had plans of crossing the two programs. More so with
Nice.
my Epic
Ooh.
Gotti line dogs than,
Yeah.
like the bigger GK stuff I have.
So look, was your the razor edge dog you got with the grandson, was he black too?
No, he was blue.
He was blue?
Yep.
You must have bred a short shot to a blue female. Well, they must have
Yep.
okay, I
Well,
got
Sly
you.
Stallone was black. But yeah, the mom was white and blue pretty much.
Okay,
Nemo's
I
mom.
got you. I got you. I got you.
But yeah, I
And
certainly do have some edge blood still, and I'll like I said, I want to breed it back to my Gotti stuff, more so my Epic line stuff.
hey, and you
Yeah.
know they did that a while back, and they got some credible dogs off of that lineage, like that Crossing Gotti over to
Mhm.
Razor's Edge. And
Mm-hmm.
Right.
man, hey, I've seen some fantastic dogs that come off of that lineage, but you don't see that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You don't see it no more. And man, I tell you this, man, if you make that happen, hey, you on a gold mine.
Right. I just need the right female.
The right female, that's right.
So, because straws are limited, so I do want to make sure I make it count.
Hyper
Hey,
picky.
Yeah.
Very
but yeah, hey, you talking my kind of language because I was in dogs back in that era too. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? When Cairo came into existence as Razor's Edge. I was back there dealing dogs then, so you know how rare it is to have blood like that, man. It's one in few people that's probably got edge blood going back
Hmm.
that far back.
Yeah, that's that close to, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they'll have it 10 generations back or so,
Hmm.
but to have it that close up to the front of the pedigree is getting obviously incredibly rare. So it's that is one thing that I really appreciate about you. And you are keeping these older bloodlines alive and keeping
Yeah.
them relevant
True.
Hmm.
without adulterating them to a degree where they're something else. They
Right.
still have that distinct look, that identity, but all still keeping within the realm of the standard, which is great. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, kudos to you for doing that, man. Because a lot of, and Tank can tell you, it kind of sometimes feels like the unsung heroes are ultimately going to need to be the older bloodlines in order to clean up some messes that have been made. And so we all know who they'll need to go to.
Right.
Hey, and look, I was just I don't know back then. I guess I didn't realize what I had. The lineage that I had in my blood too. that I had, but I'm saying this, I wasn't smart enough to get dogs collected. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I just went, year by year, breeding and trying to make stuff better, not thinking about the old blood like now in these days of time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Right.
saying? I just wish I was smart enough to do that too, man.
And part of
But
it is I
people,
don't breed that often. So like I still have, like I'm not 15 generations away from Roxy or some of my foundation dogs. So
Yeah.
that's another reason why they're still close in the pedigree. Like I have right next to me is a Roxy granddaughter, epic granddaughter. So I'm
Yeah.
still my bodacious granddaughter's still alive. I have a Paco granddaughter still alive. She turns 13
what?
in a couple days.
No, I ain't no way,
Mhm.
man. Are you serious?
She lives with my
Hey,
boy. She
look,
lives with one of my
people,
friends who owns De
people
Niro
don't.
or has
Hey,
De
look,
Niro.
people don't understand, man. Paco was a bad boy.
Yep.
I'm not lying. I seen Paco on a table, man. Dave Wilson. If we talking about the same one Dave Wilson had,
Mm-hmm.
man, look,
No,
I
Suarez
seen,
Paco.
huh?
Suarez
Oh,
Bullies
yeah.
Paco.
Oh, okay.
Marcos
Okay.
Also,
Suarez.
Okay,
Mila.
Yep.
Marcus. Okay, all right. That's a
Or-
different. That's a different Paco. But I was about to say, boy, God, hey, yeah,
Suarez Paco is bad though. He's
yeah,
oh,
still
yeah. He's
bad as a
bad.
always
dog.
been, always will be. Oh,
Yep.
absolutely. And again, that's that old school style, that old school look. So absolutely.
Yeah, I bred Paco's son to a line bred. It was a short shot daughter bred to a short shot son. Made my girl Pearl, and I bred her to the Paco son. And
Dang.
like I said,
Man,
my one of those females that my friend has, she's still alive.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Mm,
That's
that's
cool.
longevity. Oof, I
Hey,
like that.
Sinatra,
It's
that's
on.
right. Paco and his brother Toxic. That's
Yep.
right. The guy in New Orleans had Toxic. I forget his name, but I don't know. I think that Katrina ended up killing that dog
Oh
Oh
in the
damn.
damn.
in the water.
I like Toxic a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
actually.
Toxic was bad, man. Yeah. I can't remember his name though. I know he wore glasses, but I just can't remember that dude's name. Him and Sean ran together real close.
Yep. Yeah, I
Watch,
remember
Sinatra's
Sean.
gonna
I can't
know it.
remember his partner's name.
Yeah.
Tank would
Sinatra's gonna
probably
know
know.
exactly who it is. Yeah, he
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
I
the
was about to say,
whole talking
just
history book.
take a good here, just a
Oh
second. You'll
man.
tell us. It's fine. We
I
won't
love
we
it.
won't be guessing for very long.
Hey, he's pulling up. He's probably pulling it up right now.
Uh-huh. You know he is.
We're good. We'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true
True
tank.
Tank
Yeah,
Bullies.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. It was fun, man. Back in the day, like that too. It just done got kind of like out of hand. You know.
Social media
Yeah,
is what
that's
changed
right.
it.
Yep, that's right.
And I'm like not real active on social media. Like I guess that's probably why a lot of people haven't really heard of us. But it was a Tyler Feeks from Black Smoke Bullies was in Canada, and he came down to meet me and breed to some of my dogs before social media. And he's the one that convinced me to get on Facebook. Um, and as soon as I did, I started pretty much selling dogs in Europe. And
Yeah.
so shout out Tyler for that because I was being too stubborn.
You're like, no, I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sell out. No, I'm not gonna sell out. But the thing is like the one thing, and Caleb, Bruce, they can all attest to the fact that social media, as intimidating as it could have been a prospect at that time, it's just like it has been, immeasurably helpful when you're marketing, especially if you've got things that are limiting you from actually getting out there physically. Um, you know,
I just
you know,
Yeah, I agree. I do. I think it has watered it down a little bit, and you have better marketers than you do dog breeders, though. Um,
that's
Yeah, you
so
the
do.
back
and
in the
that's
day, you had
that's
to be a
almost
good
like,
dog
yeah,
breeder
that's
for
the
someone to
challenge.
travel across the country, come see your yard, word of mouth,
Right,
do good
100%.
business. Now it's way
right.
easier to scam and just, like I said, push out kind of BS dogs.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
a victim. I've been a victim.
See,
Mhm.
so, um, but no, I do. Like I said, I do enjoy. Like this would never be possible, right? I wouldn't have never met you three, and
Yeah.
um,
Right.
but the old school breeder in me kind of just was like, going to shows. To me, that's still the best way. I rarely sell dogs on social media. It's word of mouth. It's my website. I get a lot of traffic on my website, actually. And it's going out meeting people, changing their mind on the breed, showing what you have, and really
I
Yeah.
getting
love
out there. I know
that.
you guys like the show scene. Um,
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to be real big on that.
Yeah.
So,
What
uh,
made you? Hey, look, I gotta ask, man. Did anything make you fall back from showing? Was it
well,
political?
not so much that. I always enjoyed going to shows, and like I had a badass dog with Epic, right? So like anywhere I
Yeah.
went with Epic, is and I knew Epic had what it took to really win shows. I don't any of my dogs now could champ out. But I don't want to really campaign a show dog unless I really feel like we could win some big shows, get grand
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah.
I've done it so much. I don't want to just pay for ribbons. And I'll enter in, like, there's local shows here, and I entered in De Niro. He's one of my casino sons,
Yeah.
just so that they have enough people or enough dogs in the ring so they could win points, and then De Niro will win. I'm like, I, but I know he wouldn't win against other champions, right? Like the smaller standards and pockets.
Yeah.
They're
Um,
so hard to beat in the ring right now. It is sort of a it's a sad state of affairs in that sense. But yeah, it's
mhm.
getting harder and harder for XLs to beat the
To
pockets and
grain. Yeah.
standards.
Well, I have a couple breedings I've been trying to get going. I've had kind of bad luck. I bred the champion Duce twice
Yeah.
to one of my epic daughters. I got a couple badass epic daughters, and one of them I tried twice, and
Yeah.
she didn't take either way. And on the second one, she ended up catching pyro, so I had to get her fixed.
Damn.
Oh,
Um, but I have a credit with champion Dule, or Fred's dog, Dooley. So
Yeah.
when I
yeah.
have the right
Yeah.
female,
Yeah.
I'll utilize it, and I'll probably get back out there.
Yeah.
As far as that side of my program goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Duce.
That's some good blood
I
news.
I like Duce a lot. We have some productions over here from him. He threw a female,
Okay.
him and Mulatto. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God! When we should actually bring this, she's about almost a year and a half. Man, she's so boned up. He's throwing
Nice.
some really nice puppies. I wish
Mm-hmm.
more of them would come out because he is throwing some really nice productions.
Man, and the female was perfect. Like how she looked and her blood. Her mom's side was pretty much old school Muggleston, bred to Chronic, who's a titanium tank son.
Yup.
Yeah,
The mom was Queen Bee. We bred her to Epic. So the cross would have been real nice, and I know it would have clicked. So I'm a little
yeah.
salty that didn't take, but it's part of it. I bred the champion Cali kid. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with him.
Ooh, corrupt
A
son.
corrupt son Cali kid. I tried to breed him to a line bred Epic Doughboy daughter. So I
Oh
bred
my
Doughboy to an
God.
Epic daughter. Doughboy's Epic's litter mate. So tightly
Yes.
bred Gotti female.
Mm-hmm.
Cali Kid was the 2013 ABKC National
Ooh,
Best Overall Extreme, and Epic was the 2014. So I really wanted to
wow.
cross those two, but another bad luck didn't really happen. And then,
Damn.
there's been breeds where I've tried to get back in it. I'm not going to force anything, but when it
Yeah.
comes, I'll be back. But I
When you
still
Corrupt.
go
do
to shows.
when
I'll
you
bring my big boys out, and
Yeah.
if anyone needs numbers, I'll enter them in. Just don't
hey
be mad if
look,
they win.
so when you do your breedings, do you got a reproductive vet or do y'all just AI them or what?
So if like my own studs are locally, I could AI them. But I use one of the best reproduction clinics in the Midwest.
Yeah.
They're actually like 30 minutes from my house, luckily. I have a really good
Nice.
relationship with them. And that's key to breeding. You have to have a good relationship with your
Yep.
vet.
That's right.
Find
100%.
one
Yep.
vet, if they're a good vet, work on that relationship. It's worth driving a little further for,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
invaluable to have a good
Yeah.
vet like that.
Yeah.
So they store my semen. They do pretty much all my C-sections if I need them. Help me with all breedings, whatever I need. They've gotten
Yeah.
frozen semen to Australia for me. Like it's invaluable to have a good vet like that.
Man.
100%.
Yep.
That's a trip. That's a whole trip there.
Yeah, and it's not easy. You don't just get them collected and shipped. You have to like
Right.
pass physicals, and Australia is one of the more difficult countries to get dogs and semen into.
Yeah.
Man.
But I've done it
That's,
a few times, so if anyone needs help, you could DM me and I'll let you know the
there
process.
we go.
Nice. I like that.
Yep.
So we've talked about certain things that you've noticed that haven't taken. Do you have a theory as to why some of those breedings didn't take?
Some of it I will chalk up to bad luck,
Damn right.
because like Duce semen was good both times. You know,
Mhm.
uh, Progesterone was on point. Numbers were right. Did a TCI. She just didn't take. So I've been doing it for so long. It's kind of like in waves. Like it's never just
Yeah.
10 out of 10 breedings
Yeah,
hit. Get 8
that's
pups.
right.
You know, it's like you'll
Yeah.
get singletons. My girl Athena just reabsorbed some pups. I've never dealt with that in 20 years. I'm 20
Yeah.
years in, and these dogs are still teaching me things every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
learning new
right.
things. I'm going through new things that I've never dealt with. And we do everything right. Like I said, I'm at the vet, progesterone. It's
Covering your
just
bases, yeah.
some of it,
Yeah.
like you can't predict human nature, right, or Mother Nature. So we're dealing
No,
with
Right.
you
living beings, and it's
Oh,
as much as we
absolutely.
would like it, it just doesn't happen. So you just have to kind of stay down to come up. You know, don't quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad luck. Everyone has bad, accidents and bad things that happen. It's just that's I think one of the reasons why I've been successful is I just you just keep going. You don't.
there you go.
You
You
bounce
got to
back
be
and you
consistent.
learn.
I
Mm-hmm.
see.
Hey,
Absolutely.
you
And I
did
mean,
good. You did
yeah,
good.
and we,
Just to had one to absorb puppies, man. But back in the day when we used to breed, we used to worry about brucellosis. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
now this era right here, man, it's canine herpes.
Yeah.
So
Well, we don't do
so
natural ties. If someone brings their stud or their female up here, I'm gonna just do the live AI for them.
Damn
yeah,
right.
but I'm saying now it's done got so bad that if you got a female come in your yard with canine herpes, you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And then you still do an AI. If your dog, I mean, even around, I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing now that there's stages that it's like airborne.
Oof.
I
What?
haven't. Yeah, yeah,
Herpes airborne?
yeah. Man, hey, look, it's
I'm
just
gonna look
something new
that
I
up.
heard. It's
That's
just something new
that's a
that I
little
heard. But
terrifying.
look, it was saying, okay, this lady told me that now it's a new strand out, right?
Hmm.
So if you have to have a dog come in your yard and your male need to be aroused,
Yeah.
you need to have a rag that another female that's already have been in heat and wipe that female and freeze that rag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when that dog come over there, you get that rag out, and that's how you arouse them
Yeah.
to collect them.
Damn
But
right.
yeah, it's a nut. Hey, it's that's I'm not saying this is fact. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying what I heard.
Right.
Yeah. I, I heard a rabbit's tail is like a very good thing to do that. Like wipe a female when she's in heat, freeze it, and something about it, like it keeps that smell about it longer. Of course, you got to like
Right.
unfreeze it, when you're ready to. But I'm going
Yes.
to because it's tough. I just had to
Yeah.
pull for my boy recently, and I didn't have a female in heat. Like, it's
Yeah.
tough to pull and ship. You want to give them the best content that you can possibly give them, and the
Mm-hmm.
best chance. And an aroused
Right.
dog is going to give you better. But I want to look into that, Bruce, because that's crazy. If
Yeah.
herpes
Hey
is
man,
Yeah.
airborne,
it is
man,
That's
crazy.
nuts.
It's crazy, man.
I'm gonna put scarves on all my dogs' noses and
Hey,
everything. Like,
but
hell
you know
no.
what? I tell you what, man. Hey, I tell you what. I don't have to have that for the boys I got right now. If they see me throw on some gloves,
The
they
glove,
already know. Hey, they
They
already
know.
humping
They
before I
know
get to
themselves.
them, boy.
man.
Yeah,
Hey,
a
that's
couple of
what
my boys are
Levi.
like that.
Levi
Yeah,
sees the
man.
glove. Genesis saw the glove. Like Teddy's a little tougher to pull from, but like Genesis, he'll start like humping like before
Yeah.
you even touch it.
Oh,
Like
he's
he's already
Oh
air
working
yeah.
humping for
out.
no
He's like,
reason.
"Come
It's like,
on,
stay on my life.
oh my gosh."
Yeah, man.
Oh,
It's crazy.
no. Dogs and dogs. Oh, Sinatra.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
what we did too. Like, man, it's gonna be a live AI. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
yeah.
not I'm not gonna have my dog tied to yours. Like a
That's
dog
Yeah.
that
right.
I produced in the yard, I don't mind my stud swinging. Hey, if you miss, I'll pull from you, buddy. Like, but I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
that time to try to do it. And
Yeah.
but that's a dog that I produced. I know the mom and dad are in the yard. Like,
Right.
so we know what's taking place with that. But yeah, I'm not gonna ever risk that because like Bruce,
Yeah.
what's
Now,
the name that you just said? Bruce, I can never.
Brucellosis.
Brucellosis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That'll make
man,
your
I've
male
seen
male
pictures of
sterile.
what it will
That
do to your males. Like it
yeah.
will actually like physically change the dog's reproductive system from the pitch. I'm just like, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And man,
hell
you
crazy.
know what?
no.
And the thing is, um, so when you used to get your dog bred, right? When you was going to a breeder, they would have you take your dog. Now she's in she and you can't check it until she comes in heat. They would have your dog. go to the vet and you had to get a negative brucellosis test
Yeah.
before they breed to your dog, before even that dog come on the yard.
Yeah,
Yep.
essentially, it's literally like testing for VD before you get married. Like
Yep.
it's
Yes. Yep.
I mean, and it's something that you should always do if it's a female, and male that you yourself have not produced and have never been in anyone else's hands.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is. That should always be a prerequisite if you're even considering natural tie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
honestly prefer AIs. It's less
me
stressful
too.
on both
Yeah.
dogs and everybody
That's
involved.
right.
I
Yeah,
get, like I said, I get the live tie, um, but it's just you got to hold them, and it's just the AI is so much smoother. Or TCI, I like TCIs too at the vet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamario said that I like to dance, does a
You do
dance
it.
for his
Oh,
dogs before. Jamario actually taught me this specific dance to actually get the dogs to pull the best.
I
I
bet
appreciate you,
you
Jamario.
did.
So you're saying it works?
Oh man.
Hey, very successful. You get the
Okay.
best pull with this dance. Ask Jamario what the dance is. He'll send it to you.
Well, y'all got to bring Jamario on to teach the dance then.
Oh
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Hmm.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
but I like what you said a while ago. You said that it's a lot of these breedings that really it's we're taking a risk. So it's good luck, bad luck, a lot of it. Like, man, I cannot stand when I take a dog for confirmation. That is the worst feeling in the world, sitting out there in the waiting room, waiting for the vet tech or the vet to come out and tell you whether it's pregnant or not. It's like I see you coming, I don't even want to look up at you. It's like,
Man,
just talk to me. Tell me.
I was superstitious for a little bit. I wasn't getting them. Wouldn't even do ultrasounds. I was like, I'll know at 40 days, 50 days.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna show
Ultrasound was
me every
bad luck for a
sign.
little bit, but
Well, it's like, nope, not until.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, and
I
and
hate
so
it.
just
And my wife won't go. She refuses to like go to the vet. I don't know if it's a superstitious thing for her, but like it's always me. Like, because I was just in a situation, 2 days yesterday. I took two dogs for confirmation. We bred them within 6 days of each other.
yeah,
Hey, one got confirmed. Hey, announcement coming soon. One did not. But it's like, man, sitting there, it's like, don't you come out here and say 0 for 2. Like, at least
right.
tell me I'm batting 50%, man. At
that's what
least
she's
tell
saying
me
to you. Yeah,
But it'll
yeah,
be like
that's
that.
100% what she said there.
Yeah, man.
Well, so now, do you find, and this is just from your experience, do you find that some of that more old school blood is easier, not just to go ahead and breed, but to carry and whelp, or do you find that the opposite is true, just from your experience?
Well, so I used to do live like natural births, right?
Mhm.
But I but lately now it's just the C-section. Honestly, for me, if it's a real big litter or a real small litter, I'll do a C-section. I
Yeah.
don't want to wait for 13 pups to pop out. I rather just pay
Hell yeah.
and it's way less stressful for you doing the whelping
And
and the mom.
and the mom,
Oh,
yes.
And
yeah.
honestly, with the size of these dogs these days, I've done the X-ray. The vet will tell me they look good size. The
There we
mom
go.
should push them out, and then one will get stuck halfway through. Now I'm at the emergency vet. I'm just paying all this money. I'd rather just be on the book, set up the C-section. If she has them a little early, I don't need it, fine. And then if I don't mind having the
Yeah.
C-section, honestly. I know
Yeah.
there are old school breeders who preach natural births, right? Stop getting C-sections. They're going to start depending on them, but I don't know if that matters so much. The influence of Bulldog is what's really changed it.
I do feel like that's definitely had a massive influence on their ability to carry safely and to deliver safely,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So yeah, I can definitely agree with you on that one.
So like my girl Sweeza, my Bodacious daughter,
Mhm.
she never had a C-section. Every time we did natural births and everything was fine. Our biggest litter was 13. I think her smallest
Damn.
one was 8.
Yeah.
Man, still alive.
So her daughter Gemma, I bred to Casino. There was 3 pups. This is the litter Hannibal came from. There was 3 pups. The vet said you'll be fine. Have them at home. Okay. The pup got stuck in the birth canal, and she was
Mm.
pushing so hard that she crushed the skull. It was like
Oh my.
it wasn't
Ah.
round anymore. The vet had to push instead of they had to push her back in and then pull her out, like from her belly. So that pup obviously didn't make it. The pup that was stuck behind it didn't make it, and the one pup that lived was Hannibal.
Yeah.
So like if I
Damn.
would have just done the C-section to begin with, I wouldn't have been up at 4 a.m, frantically calling my vet, rushing to the vet. Like they met me at 4:30, pulled the 2 dead pups out, and I lost 2
Wow.
really good pups. Had
Yeah.
Hannibal. I did that breeding for a female, so I repeated it.
Yeah.
Gemma Casino, and of course I get 4 females. That's where my girl Athena and Rose come from.
Nice.
But none of the males were like Hannibal. Like
Yeah.
Pacino and Honcho were the 2 males. Pacino went to Australia, and he's a nice boy, but he wasn't freak like Hannibal. Hannibal was a real, like, he's a freak. I think that's why a lot of people want to get in touch with his owner.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah,
even when
awesome.
you repeat breedings, you're not going to get the same thing. Genetics are crazy; they'll skip generations, and I've
If
done all
recessive
sorts of
things just pop
experiments
up.
with it. Sorry, go
Right.
ahead.
No, I was just saying the recessive stuff that just pops out at random. Just says,
Mhm.
where did this come from?
Right.
What's
And like I bred Epic to Snooky, and then on her very next breeding, I bred her to Doughboy, which is Epic's littermate brother. And I did that
Yeah.
one because I knew it would click, but 2, I wanted to really see the different traits that Epic and his brother threw. Like Doughboy threw tighter skin, more muscles. Epic threw kind of girthier dogs, and I just really wanted to learn. It helped me learn kind of what the 2 brothers could do.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I like
So,
that.
and it also sets you up to line breed. Now you have 2. The
Damn
blood's the
right.
same,
Run
but the
them
parents are
straight
different.
together. Yes.
Yeah. Which I've done that. I've outcrossed and then brought it back, and it really does help you stay consistent and in your own yard. Anytime you outcross, bring it right back in. Yeah,
Damn right.
exactly, Peg. I've never got the same from a repeat, and I really don't like repeating. I only repeated that one because I really wanted my casino female off that pairing.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then like I said, I bred casino to another female, Epic daughter, Patches, the Epic Snooky daughter, and that, boom, you breed to the same stud twice. Like if you really like Duce or a yard like Teddy on your yard, breed
Yeah.
Teddy to a couple of your females, and then you could breed Teddy grandkids together, cousins, or you could really stay
Yeah,
consistent if that's a dog you want to build around.
that's right.
Absolutely.
And that's part of consistency, and that's part of knowing your blood, not switching up every 5 years. How do you know what you have if you're constantly, oh, now I'm going to do
Come
Merle,
on.
I'm going back to this? Like, I really know the health issues that come with my dogs. I've kept them all.
Yeah,
Like my girl Sweeza, she lived to longevity is huge too. Sweeza lived to 16, Epic 12. All my dogs
Wow.
lived to like 12 and up. I'm real disappointed if they pass away at like 8 or 9, which is a
Yeah.
pretty good life for a big dog. But we need like 10 plus out of our dogs.
Yeah,
I
and
love that, man.
that's something that's something that we talk about a lot is as being indicative of meticulous and well planned breeding is that longevity has to be something that is taken into account. It can't just stop at does the dog look good and does he move well and can they breed, can they outproduce themselves? It needs to also be is there a longevity there? Can these dogs have a higher and decent quality of life for a
Mhm.
lengthier period of time? So
And
that
like I
can
said,
be tough with those ones.
part of the benefit of sticking with the same dogs is I truly know the health issues they have, so I can breed away. I'm real careful when I outcross. I have to outcross on my next breedings. I'm real careful with what I bring in because I don't want to bring in new problems.
that's
Yeah.
right.
The last thing we want to do is sell a family a vet bill. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of my
That's
dogs go to pet homes. I'm not real.
right.
I know we're on a live with a bunch of breeders probably, but I'm not. I'm not real thrilled with breeding and selling to breeders. I like.
Yeah.
That's why I had one of my customers and kind of friend Daniel Winston. I was on the phone with him. He's like, I
Yeah.
don't see too many
yeah, I know
females breeding
Daniel.
your dogs, and too many breeders breeding your females. And a lot of them go to pet homes, and I keep a lot of them. Honestly, I've kept the dog out of every breeding I've ever done. 20 plus
Yeah.
breedings.
I love it.
But that's not to
Why
say I
do a
breed them
breeding?
all. They don't all turn out how I
Yeah.
want.
Why do a breeding if
Yeah,
you're not going to plan on keeping something? I love
that's
that
right.
because a lot of people will
Right.
not have that same mindset that you have.
I might go two,
Why?
3 years without a breeding because I'm
Yeah.
letting my next generation of stock develop. I'm
Yeah.
not.
You can see what, yeah.
And like I said, since I keep one from every breeding, it's a lot of dogs, so I can't do a lot of breedings.
Yeah.
You got to be a
And,
little strategic, and the timing's got to be right. But yeah, I mean, it's important, you know, that you're taking your time with it, and you're because some people are in such a hurry to just, you know, breed this litter and then the next and then the
Mm,
next, and then they're not really giving some of these dogs time to develop. And one of the
exactly.
things that we hear pretty consistently is, you know, they'll be going through the process of picking what their keepers are going to be.
Hmm.
And they try to go ahead and knock that out by 8 weeks. So I'm like, and you hear them say, like, and every once in a while, if not pretty regularly, they'll find out that one of the pups they let go was really the true pick.
Right.
Because they didn't take their time waiting for the dogs to develop. And then they end up with a
Mm,
dog that they're not as excited to use in the program than they would have been had they chosen a different keeper after waiting a while. So,
Yeah.
right. And it's
that's
also, well, the longer you keep your bloods, you'll know what to pick. You know, like I said, I've
That's
done
right.
multiple litters. I've kept all. I have litters where I've kept the whole litter, and then I'll place them out on pet homes or
right.
guardian homes and use them if I want. Or if they don't turn out, I'm not going to use them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like a lot of my dogs are with friends and family.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, part of me keeping one because, like I said, I can't. I have 6 females at the house. Don't really want many more.
Tap out. At this
Um,
point, you have. You met your cap, your quota.
Uh,
It's done. No,
mhm.
I definitely hear you.
But some are
That's
older. Like, you know, my girl Athena's about to be, she's 7, so she'll probably be retired. But you know, so I got young and old.
Yeah.
yeah.
so. Out of curiosity, another thing that we have people kind of go back and forth with, especially considering you have a predominant, you know, females. Um, when it comes to breeding your females, since you know you've told us that you'd like to take your time, you're very picky,
Hmm.
you don't like wasting breedings. How many times do you feel comfortable breeding one single female in a lifetime? Like, what are
Well,
your rules and
so
frameworks for that?
well, it's based on it's female by female. Not all dogs are created equal, and
Absolutely.
not all dogs are good moms. If the mom's a shit mom, then you know, but she's a good female and she produces, I might breed her twice. But you know,
Yeah.
I've had problem moms. Um, but lately I've actually pretty been lucky with good dogs. So to answer your question, 3 to 4 max, 4 being
Yeah.
the absolute max, and that's if she, you know, she's a real good strong producing female, doesn't need help. The litters are good size. If you listen to the dogs, they'll tell you, like, if your female goes from
Yes.
breeding 8 pups, 9 pups, you know, 8 pups again, and then she goes down to 1 or 2, she's probably, you know, she's letting you know I'm done,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
Um, and
listen to
then,
her.
yeah. And I work with my vet too. If my vet tells me, like, if I have a 5 or 6 year old female and I really
Yes.
want to get something off of her and the vet checks her out and strong enough female, you know, I'll breed them that old. I know
Yeah.
some people don't like breeding them over like 5, but a strong female, I mean, Roxy had a litter for me when she was almost 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
had 1 pup. She let me know she was done, and we fixed her afterwards. But she was,
she's
you
like,
know,
you got what you wanted. So.
well, and honestly, Roxy had a couple of litters before I got her, and I never really knew how many litters she had. And then I found out she had a couple
Oh,
more than I first thought. So I was like, oh, yeah, we're done. And I
Yeah.
loved Roxy.
yeah.
That was like one of my favorite dogs ever. So she was just on the couch with me.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm
Hey,
enjoying this
Hmm.
couch potato life right now. Absolutely.
hey, I
And
love
honestly,
that.
part of having longevity in the dogs is you have to love the dogs. I'm a dog owner
100%.
first. You know, I've always loved my dogs. The dogs changed my life for the better. Like, I've met a lot of good people, and just you have to enjoy what you're doing. Because if you have a litter of dogs and 8 of the 7 or 8 of the 9 die, then you have 1, it's vet bills, or you have
Yeah.
another breeding, it doesn't take, you're going to start to hate it. You're going to resent your dogs because you're only in it for the wrong things.
That's
So
right.
I always tell people you have to be a dog lover first if you want to be like a real successful breeder. Else you're
Yeah.
not going to put up with all the losses, right? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's part of the
Oh,
process.
absolutely.
You know, it sucks when, you know, it goes left. And I'm in Minneapolis, so like our vet prices are way more expensive than what I hear down south. And, um,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
like if you're just in it for the money and you're losing money left and right, you're going to like blame the dogs and hate the
Yeah.
dogs for it. And that's,
Yeah.
you know,
They'll
so
put them
I
up for
don't,
sale.
yeah, exactly. And then you're not going to care where they go. You sell
Yeah.
them to whoever. They might be like my dogs live in the house. So if I sell them to a shitty kennel, they're outside on a chain, like they'll be miserable.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's definitely refreshing to hear that's the mindset that you walk into this with. Because, I mean, people get into it for the wrong reasons, and then they end up resenting the dogs, they end up resenting themselves, and they either see themselves out or they start working in extremes, and then
Right.
everything goes.
Exactly. And breeding dogs, I don't know, Bruce, you could probably speak to this a little better too, but like it's like a 5-year cycle. You see people come and go all the time. They're going to
Yeah.
be the next big thing, or they're going to do these breedings, and then the moment it doesn't go right, or the moment a new fad comes, they switch it up,
Hmm.
and
Right.
like I said, you really got to stay down to come up, in my
Right.
opinion. I mean, there are people who obviously really good at marketing, get a good dog, ride the coattails of Bossy or somebody, and they can make some good money and have good dogs, but if you really
Yeah.
want to do it for the long haul, like I call myself a lifer. Like I'm gonna bust out some straws when I'm for my 60th birthday or something. Like, like it's just I'm gonna be missing Epic or something, and I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
That's what those
Um,
are there for.
hmm
Yeah. Hey, look, man, these
Like,
guys can tell you these guys can tell you now, I don't breed a lot either. I just started back breeding. Man, I got females that's 5 years old, ain't never had puppies. I just
Okay.
like my dogs, man. I don't say this time and time again, man. I don't have to make money off my dogs
Yeah.
to enjoy
hmm
my dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's good that though, like me personally, with these guys on the show with them, they got me back in the ring.
mm
And I hope this live tonight make you get back in the ring with your dogs, man, because your dogs are too nice, man. Just think, all right, you said that, you sell pups, hearsay. Sometimes they come to your website or something like that. But man, if somebody see your dogs at a show, that's gonna give you more publicity on your dogs. You know what I'm saying? And
hmm
you saying your dogs would champ out. Why not have them boys or girls in the ring, man? Hey, make it worth your while. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
yeah, be the
No, I
change
get
you
it.
want to see. If you want these dogs to start being better, get your better dogs
Yes,
out there. Be the
No,
change
yes,
and
you
I
want
get
to see.
that for sure. I go to the local shows. I meant like really campaigning, traveling the country, really getting
Yeah.
a dog out there. I have to know he's going to win at the biggest shows.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to just do it to do it. And
but
that's what I meant like when I cited Epic. We went to
Yeah.
California, won at Cinco. We went to the Atlanta Bully Palooza, we won. We went to the
Yeah.
Nationals in Atlanta, we won. I'm in Minnesota, so these are far travels for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I go to all the local shows. I support, there's 3 kennels here that throw 3 shows a year. I go every year, I support. And I throw my
Nice.
dogs in when they need the required amount of dogs. If they need 3 dogs, I'll throw one in. But
yeah,
it,
Yeah.
like, and that's for fun, and I'll let like my friend's son show the dog or whatever. It's more just like
Yeah.
being in the community having fun. But to
Nice.
really, Bruce, like you said, to really get back out there and see you guys at a show in Alabama, I got to come with something that I think will win
that's
every
Yeah.
right.
time.
Hey,
And there's some
look,
nice dogs out there, so I'm not.
and,
It's
and
not
you
like
right.
'09 when I could just show up and win with the Kimbo son, like or
Hey,
whatever.
I'm
Like,
like you too, man. If I got a dog that I know I can't finish with, I
hmm
won't show her. I won't even start her.
right.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
and when you first start out, it's real cool to get that first champion. But then after a while,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just buying ribbons. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be able to beat other champions. I want to be able to beat
Right.
standard dogs, pocket dogs, and I had one in
Best in
Epic.
show. Yeah.
Um, but he was a little older when I started his campaign. I wish I got him a little younger and started him younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, but just to get more eyes on your dogs, man, it would benefit you, in the long run too. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
of course, of course.
So, I
No, I
mean,
get that. And like I said,
yeah.
I go to the shows. I always bring. Like I went to a show last year. I brought De Niro, IMAX, and Uno out. Pretty much like my 3 top studs in Minnesota here, and
Yeah.
it's a lot. Minnesota is known for Frenchies and like micro exotics. So I walk through with the
Mm.
big dogs, part in the Red Sea. Everyone's like picking up their little dogs, and
Yeah.
you know
Hey, I
I'll
used
get
to
a
come
boot in
Yeah.
the back so I don't disturb too much. And
Well, yeah, I kind of thrive off of that. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of the way.
Hey, I used to
Your
come
pizza.
I used to come
Oh,
to Minnesota every once in a while. I used to live in Iowa, man. It's like
okay.
right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like
hmm
right there. But anyway, man, what registry do you show in? You
So,
know?
I used to be ABKC crazy. I would travel just for ABKC.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
up here right now, we have BRC is the show that comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm
they have
cool.
one in
Nice.
Kev
August up
Green's
there, don't
super
they?
cool. I've been supporting him for years. He was like one of the
Yeah.
first people to come up here and throw shows. But yeah, we don't have. So, funny story for you. I was the very first person to throw a sanctioned show in Minnesota. It was
Wow.
ABKC. I did it in 2014.
Hell
Lost a bunch of
yeah.
money on it. Flew in 3 judges. I gave out $500 first. So I printed out 3 big checks, and the 3 best in show winners got a $500 check. And the community, half came and supported me, and the other half threw a bully barbecue on the same day
Oh my
for exotics,
God.
because they were like, oh, F the ABK. They were hating on the ABKC because the ABKC
Yeah.
was pretty much telling them, no Miyagi, no whatever. So they pretty much boycotted me. And, I didn't really like the support from the community for that. I still come out and support them. But BRC, because they recognize the exotics, I think, is why they're big up here. And Kev Green shows are always fun.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, BRC is what we get now. But I still support
Yeah.
ABKC. I'm not an ABKC
That's
hater or
cool as
anything. It's
hell
just,
that you did it 2014, actually hosted at ABKC. Yeah, who goes
What
to
a year.
Minnesota, first of all? Who lives there? Bruce, who lives in Iowa and Minnesota? Who? Why? Hell no.
Hey man,
Hell
look, I
no.
lived up there for like 8 years, man. I loved it, man. I like it. It's just too cold. It's just too cold, man.
man, it's
I
Well,
brutal
would,
in Iowa,
sometimes.
it's just like it's nothing but cornfields, and then Des Moines,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
cornfields,
that's
and that's
right.
all.
oh
You're
yeah,
right.
she's
That's
from
literally it.
Kansas. She knows. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know
So,
boring
But
when I
look,
freaking see it.
but the thing
Okay,
is though,
I know
y'all,
boring. I get it.
hey, but you know what
oh,
Please
though?
don't have
I was
corn with
wondering
sunflowers.
when I
Fine.
moved up there. I was wondering why people had driving down the road with cardboard boxes in the front of they like radiator. I said, man, what if they got this cardboard box in front of? They say, man, your engine will freeze up riding down the road. I said,
oh
what?
my. Yeah, I don't want to live there. I don't want to live somewhere like that. Hell no.
Like when people tell
Now,
you stories, it's like, and you
Oh man.
continue to live
Cardboard
there.
box.
Like,
now they
why
don't do
did you
that in
continue to live
Minneapolis.
there?
That must be that Iowa stuff.
Hey, it was in Iowa. It was in Iowa, man.
Oh
Oh
my
man.
God.
Yeah,
Oh.
I took one trip to Iowa for a friend's wedding, and I checked the
I
box. We're good. I'm never going back. I'm
I've never
sorry.
taken a
Sorry.
trip to Iowa. I've never taken a trip to Iowa or Minnesota, and I don't ever plan to. That's not something that's on my.
Hold on. You cannot compare Minneapolis, Minnesota to
You
any
show
place in
you
Iowa.
can't. You can't,
This is
man.
a big
You
city,
can't.
4 national sports teams, the major league teams.
I
It's
like the
hip.
Vikings. I like the
Hey,
Vikings. I like the. Hey, y'all got something going on up there, but I ain't going up there to see it.
hey,
But you
man. Hey,
know that
Mall
Now I feel
America.
it.
Mall America is where it's at.
Oh no,
Mall
down in
America, man.
Florida, in the South. That's where
Yeah.
it's at. That's where I'm gonna stay.
Now, Bruce, I'm like
Yeah,
15 minutes, 10,
like
15
he
minutes from
has
the Mall of
nothing. He
America.
just head
Oh, for
warm. You
real?
just don't.
Yeah.
You can't sympathize with
Oh
that.
man, you got it made then. I came through there because I had to go to St. Cloud, Minnesota, to visit a
That's up
friend.
north, yeah.
Yeah, I had to go up there, but I came right through Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
Mm.
yeah, in the Twin Towers.
Twin Cities?
Yeah, Twin Cities. I meant. Yeah,
Yeah, it's St. Paul and Minneapolis right next to each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I,
St. Paul smells bad. We don't claim them.
redhead stepchild. Redhead stepchild. Well,
Oh
so
shit.
so I so I actually the furthest north I've ever lived was Boise, Idaho, and it is not the same cold. It ain't the
Hmm.
same cold. It ain't the same
Right.
hot. Like I don't care. Like I understand it's above a certain latitude, pretty similar enough to Minnesota, but it is nothing alike. It's
Hmm.
nothing.
Yeah.
That's part of the
Mm-mm.
reason I have my dogs in the house. It's just easier. I've like I said, I'm doing it for so long. I've had outdoor kennels. I've had 7 acres, pole barn, the whole outdoor kennel setup, and
Yeah.
just it works for me to be in the city with the dogs, and just I like my little setup, and it's easier to hands on every day when they're in your house, right? So
Yeah.
they can't be
Right.
having them act a fool.
So 6 females you have, like, do you ever have any problem like them getting along or anything like that? Because I know females, like, once they have that grudge, like they
Yeah.
never,
So
ever, ever let it go.
No.
It's
the
literally
female I
gross
bred to
eating dog for
Duce,
the rest of
right?
their lives.
Yeah.
The epic daughter. She's super cool with my Roxy, like my Sunline dogs and all that. She
Yeah.
thinks there can only be one epic dog in the house for whatever reason. Like there can only be one.
Damn.
And it's generational. Like she beefed with my girl Kitty, and then she tried to attack Kitty's daughter. You know, it's like she.
Yes.
But any of my other dogs she's cool with.
She senses it.
Yeah, and they did. You're right though, Caleb, because they used to be cool. I was out of town, and my dad was watching the dogs,
Oh, it's the
and
worst
he
time.
didn't listen to my instructions, and those two got into a little scrap, and ever since then, it she can't handle herself with the epic dogs. But other than that, they're all good. Like I said, most of them are
Yeah.
raised together. For a while, I had 2 properties on either side of the city, so I gave that property up and kind of merged the 2 packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's only that girl Ivy, and she's fixed now. Ever since I fixed her, she gained a little weight, so she's not the
Yeah.
same. And she still thinks she's tough, though. But yeah, that's my only
That's
thing.
it. That's
My
that helps
males
the
have always been
attitude.
cool. I've never really had an issue with males with my XLs. The
Yeah.
edge dogs were a little different. Like I said, those short shot dogs have some fire to them.
Man, yeah, they sure do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically the short shot stuff. Like I said, I had some True Blue Glory Boy and some other Razor's Edge dog, and they didn't have the same fire that these short shot kids did. So, but as far as XLs go, just those, and it's crazy because you think the Gotti line dogs or like the epic dogs would be they're super chill, but just a couple of those females, they do not like each other. But we do a good job, like I said, of keeping everyone, separate. And
Oh,
they get their little
absolutely.
playmates and whatnot. But yeah,
And
I
the
mean, it's
rotating-
bound to happen. You just have to be prepared, stay calm.
Damn right.
Don't get to freaking out, screaming, kicking your dog. That never helps.
No.
I hear crazy stories of like people doing crazy things. It's remain calm is number 1.
Yeah.
Always keep collars on your dogs is number 2.
Yeah.
So you
Or
can pull
1A.
them away.
It's easier to separate them. They're always gonna like regrip, and then when they go for that regrip, now I don't have it happen often though. It just happened just a couple times. Like I said, she got when I wasn't home, and then with a different epic daughter. That's how I know it's an epic thing now. She,
The common denominator. Well, yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, trying to make sure that you're at least prepared for it. Like you hope for the best, but you're prepared for the worst. This is like
Right.
it is safe to assume or to be, to reconcile yourself with the fact that there's potential for your dogs to love each other and then immediately hate each other, and then you're at that point you're just going to have to try to either figure out how to make them amicable again or rotate them for the rest of their lives. And it's
right.
like
And you have to be aware of like dogs in heat, dogs that are pregnant. They all act different too. So just make sure that
Yeah.
That's
just because
right.
they were friends when they were growing up doesn't mean when one's pregnant and the other one's pushing on it won't push back.
an instant, and it's and you never really. I mean, sometimes you really never know what caused it. It could have been hormonal. It could have been something as simple as they went for the same treat at the same time, and now they just hate each other forever. You really truly never know. And at that point they're just you're walking around the house like gunslingers. Just like,
Right. And I think
Women.
that's
That's what it is. It's women. It's women.
Yeah,
Just like
there you go.
with humans. It's women. Unexplainable.
Oh shoot, Amanda don't think that's funny.
My wife probably doesn't either, but I said it. I stand on it.
I love how he said that when he's out of reach.
right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Self-preservation is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. So Justin,
But
what
just
got
being
you
prepared
into
is the
like
main
going?
thing. Dust ups happen. Like we fight with friends. Humans fight, right? It doesn't mean it's hard to have 24/7 years of just friendly dogs. It's two dogs are ever gonna just
Absolutely.
always
Hormones
be good.
take place, testosterone,
And just
everything.
they're dogs, and they play rough, and dogs put each other in place. They're pack animals. You just have to know your dogs. And it's hard to comment on someone else's pack because I don't know how they're raising them, the blood and all that. I just really could speak on mine, and knowing the signs, and just like I said, you have to be the alpha. Don't let one dog think he's running the pack or she's running the pack.
Right, because if any other dog's running the pack, you ain't. And that could be a problem. Well, and Raul, for goodness, he is one of those guys that we really like to hear from when it comes to that, because he kind of talks to people about the signs to look for when you need to distinguish whether or not this is a true aggression or if it's correction.
Right.
And just like you said, it goes back to just knowing your dogs and watching them closely and making sure that if you know your dogs are going to correct each other,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that that's where it's going to end, that's all it is that, it's a quick correction and done, or
Yeah.
they're going to fight. Like there are definitely signs leading up to it, but you got to know your dogs. And Raul he's got several videos out there. If you guys
Okay, that's good.
watch him,
Yeah.
definitely
Raul
go
and
to his page.
Dima also. Dima.
Okay.
I think that.
Dima,
Yeah.
like he's a dog behavioralist. Like that is his
Okay.
jam. That is what he does. And he actually, even recently, I believe he had an incident where one of his dogs decided they were going to overcorrect, I think,
Mm-hmm.
one of his other dogs, and he had to make sure that he reestablished the hierarchy of things, and he did it very, very calmly, and he explains to you what he's doing. And I mean, the video
Mm-hmm.
lasts for a little while because he's showing you basically how to calmly, not aggressively, but
Mm-hmm.
very calmly yet assertively make sure that that dog understands that uh, it needs to be calm, it needs to be done,
Right.
because you've officially taken control of the situation, and to not let them continue on with their day
Mm-hmm.
until they've accepted that they've been completely calm for a certain amount of time. I mean, when he submits them, it's not like this aggressive, I is alpha ugh uh,
Yeah.
Right.
method. It's very, and it works. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, also another person, I've tagged him in the comments as well. So that way, if any of you guys want to go and see that more recent video of him basically showing how to submit and correct a dog after a tussle. So
I think a
Yeah.
lot of new breeders should definitely check that out. Just, listen to someone else's experience or watch their experience so you don't have to go through it. Part of having a good
Hey,
mentor is you not making the same mistakes, or even the good part
Exactly.
about social media is you can, listen to podcasts or lives or watch videos and really learn without learning on your
A
own.
wise person will learn through someone else's mistake.
There you go. Exactly.
right,
And like I said, I'm
absolutely, and
20 years in and I'm still learning every day. Like I could learn from that video. It's not, no
that's
one's too
how they
big for
do it.
anybody.
that's right.
Well,
What works
yeah,
for me
you
might
said
not work for
that.
you, but if I could pick up one little gem from you, then it's worth watching a video.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's what we do this for. Yeah,
that's
absolutely. I
what we
mean,
do
Yeah.
it for.
it's
That's right.
Hey, and
we peddle
Justin,
access.
Amanda, hush. I want to
Shut
hit on.
up.
She talks too much sometimes,
You
but hush. I want to hit on something, and you said this earlier, and I know Bruce said that I've experienced this too. Like, and I cannot wrap my brain around how this takes place. How does a female absorb puppies? Like, you literally go from skeletons, like,
So, like I said, I just dealt with this. I bred De Niro to my girl Athena. I got an ultrasound. I went against my past doings of skipping the ultrasound. I got an ultrasound. I had to know 2 pups on ultrasound, at least 2.
yeah,
right.
Okay, cool. Day 54 or something like that. I can't remember what day I did it. Maybe 55. I brought her in for an X-ray. Vet said
yes,
nothing there. I'm like, nothing there. It's a hormonal thing. There's things you can do during their pregnancy. You get their hormones checked or their levels checked. She was explaining it to me. Um,
really,
yeah, and
to
to
help
kind of monitor it.
for that not to take place.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm kind of superstitious. I switched the stud. I went to IMAX, and then she gave me a couple pups the next time I bred her. So
Yeah,
it just,
isn't
I
that
don't, I
crazy
wish
though?
I had a
They
better
go
answer
from
for you. I didn't really do a good job listening to my vet, I guess, when she
it's
told me
crazy
it's
though,
hormonal
like
and I
that.
could bring her in, like weekly testing, pretty much, she said. Bring her in every week. If I'm real concerned, if
Yeah,
a female has multiple absorptions, then that's something you can do to prevent it.
yeah. The first time I experienced that, I'm just like, "What? You're the same vet that confirms like ultra
Hmm.
like you said, like it was getting close to time of conceiving the puppies, like or delivering the puppies, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
was
like,
there
why is
for
she not
X-ray
getting
counting to
bigger?
plan the C-section, and they were like, nothing,
Yeah,
no pups.
that's what we did. I'm just like, no, no,
Okay.
no. What do you mean?
Hmm.
2.5 weeks ago, you are the one that saw heartbeats. You're the one that saw
Right.
puppies. Where
Yeah,
did those
No,
you
it's
puppies
crazy.
confirm, sir.
go?
That's one of the craziest things that dealing with dogs I think I've kind of encountered.
So
Losses you're
look,
gonna take.
Yeah.
she's saying, okay, your vet saying bring her in every week, right? So I'm pretty sure they have on some kind of medication, a shot or something like that.
They do. Yeah, yeah.
Why
Since I
would you
didn't,
have to? But look, the thing is though, why you keep have to bringing her back because you running up your vet bill? Why you they just can't give you the medicine and you do the medicine every week?
well, you know they like their money. They're a business first.
Everything's
You
business.
know, they're not there to
Everything.
really help you, but they're there to help you.
God,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're there to help you to come back. You know.
yeah,
But that's why having a good vet, understanding things. It was really about checking her like the levels. That's why you bring her back every week to even make sure the medication's working. Um, and I don't know. I didn't go, like I said, I didn't go that far into the process with it. So they might not have even charged me every time I brought her in. Like my vet's cool like that. Um, I'll pay for one progesterone or reverse progesterone, and they'll be like, I'll give you a couple on the house. But
Nice.
So
that's from
I
going
like
to the
that.
same vet for 20 years. I put
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands in their pocket. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you
And the
see your
puppies you
life.
sell, I'm sure they go there too. Like you refer people to that.
exactly. I always refer people to them, so they know. And so yeah, just little things like that is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's a good question. Anthony would know. He's a good guy to ask. That's someone who I'd call. But what the fuck's going on? And he knows. Like I
Man,
said, he knows shit like that.
yeah, it's crazy though because there's no answer for it. It's like there's really no like you said, it's hormones, it's Mother Nature. Like it's like
Yeah, but
where
what sets
where the
that into
skeletons
motion?
go.
They don't know.
Yeah,
Like it's just. He said it just sometimes happens. That's pretty much what she told me. Like it just
And
sometimes happens. It's like all right.
it is crazy. They go through the whole process, moves and all.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah,
Yep.
they're producing milk and everything.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. It's almost like those phantom pregnancies, and it makes you wonder if that's actually what truly happened. Especially after if you do go to the vet to confirm, and you find pups on the ultrasound, and then also you don't. It does make you wonder because I've dealt with what we considered phantom pregnancies, but that was before we would even take them to go get the ultrasound. They were already producing milk. They were they had all the signs. Everything was, and then it
I had a
wasn't.
Razor's Edge female that would produce milk and look like she would start eating more and look pregnant, even when we didn't breed her. Just after she came out of her heat
yeah,
cycle.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
weird.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
hold
So
on,
is it
hold on,
true
hold on,
that
hold
the
on, hold on, hold on,
go
hold
ahead,
on. Wait
Bruce?
a minute. So she produced milk without even being bred.
Yep. She thought she was pregnant though, a real false
Yeah.
pregnancy.
Yeah,
Dang, golly, I ain't never seen
I
that
know,
one.
right? Dogs are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very weird.
I ain't never seen that one, man.
yeah. So
Yep.
Justin, what do you think about that too, though? Once you start breeding a female, because I heard that a female's body will start going through the process of being pregnant, like we talked about.
Yep.
It'll actually trick itself into it, and then what? On the ovaries, like actually, like a lot of I've heard them 2 to 3 times, 4 times, however many times you're going to breed them, and then
Mm-hmm.
get them fixed because, like, I forget what it grows on the ovaries, but because it's just time and time again that their body's going through the process. And there's no puppies in there, so
Right.
it's almost like a mass like growing on their ovaries, and it's good to breed them back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you
So,
think about that? And I know you said that you like to let your females talk to you, and I like that, and I'm sure you're probably
mhm.
gonna hit on
so
that, but
what I like to do if I'm for sure gonna breed a female, like I like to back her. I'll do two
yeah,
breedings. I'll give her a break, and then I'll do one or two more. Like if I'm gonna breed her 4 times, I would like to kind of get her done
yeah.
pretty
Ovarian
quick.
cyst. Thank you, Sean.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm definitely.
there you go, Tony.
The dogs are meant to be bred every heat cycle, pretty much. In the wild, they're not gonna be like,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna skip this one. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So like,
Yeah.
it's not good to space them out like that.
Yeah,
Especially according to my vet, she likes that I breed them back to back and then be done with them. Or like I said, I got a lot of females, so I rarely breed a dog 3 or 4 times. I get what I
Yeah.
want off one or two, and then I'm on to the next one. Or like,
yeah,
this girl, I have a girl right now. She's 5 years old. Like I got to breed her soon if I even want to breed her. If not, then she'll just be retired and um, you know.
yeah,
So that's part of it too. But yeah, no, I do like the back to back. One break and then breed them again, retire, or breed them twice, retire.
yeah,
Right. And the thing is, it's just like people in a general sense, there no routine is like a one size fits all. It's not universal. And you seem to be doing a really, really good job of reading your dogs. And, you know, you've said it, they'll tell you. So it's, I like that you're playing it by ear. You're not going with whatever somebody says is the thing to do, period, you know.
Right. Well, every dog is different, just like with humans. It's like everything is different. So it's hard to, just because it worked for this girl, it's going to work for this one.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it, honestly. I've never bred a female more than 4 times. Really, I've never bred a female more than 3 times. But Roxy had a couple of litters before I got her, so she had more than, you know, the 3 litters. But as far as dogs on my own, I've never bred a girl more than 3 times. And if you really should get what you want. If you don't get it the first time, you should get
Damn
it the second
right.
time. And if not, then that female's a dud. Quit wasting your time.
That's
And
right.
on to the next one, you know? I think that's a part of the problem, too, is people don't want to cut their losses. If she doesn't turn out, it's going to cost you more in the long run to keep trying to get something out of her that she's not going to give you. Or the male, you know? Like, even if you spent $5,000 on the dog and it's, I don't know, whatever. I would never breed a dog, obviously, with, like, hip dysplasia. But, like, some people will still try and get their investment back. It's going to cost you way more in the long run than if you just cut your ties, get a new dog, keep it pushing.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and that's
Save you
also
time
your
and money, but most
reputation.
valuably time.
Too. Yeah, absolutely. And just like you said, you'd be selling somebody a vet bill, you know, potentially. So it's just, that's your integrity and your reputation as well. So, yeah.
And see,
Definitely
there again, here's the money situation too. You know, talking about getting your money back.
Mhm.
See, that's why they'll breed and they'll sell everything and then breed again and then sell everything. They won't keep nothing off the litter. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
keep stuff going,
And they'll sell
or
them for
to see what they're
pennies.
producing.
For pennies.
For pennies
$1,000,
on the dollar.
$1,500. They're
Yeah.
scrambling instead of actually doing it systematically, breeding for yourself, and you're going to get a
Right.
following if you're breeding for yourself because
And they're
there's true
selling the
definition
dream.
and
So
meaning behind it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
exactly, Tank. Those are people that disappear. But like, so then they got to get their money back. Well, who are they going to sell it to? Other breeders. Here's $1,000 dog. Get 10 pups. Sell them for 1,000. Here's 10,000. It's like
Yep.
a little Ponzi scheme. You know, like
Yep.
it's.
A pyramid
And then you have a whole bunch
scheme.
of bullshit breeders flooding the market.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could rant about the subject, but I won't today.
I mean,
We do it all the time. Hey, we do it all the
yeah.
time. But look, that's the only way they gonna learn and really listen if we keep embedding it in them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just don't talk about it and just shut up about it. You got to keep stressing it. Keep talking.
Right. And
Yep.
having a good mentor in the beginning was huge for me, and I know it's good for other people. Like, just even calling and asking them, like, you know, what I had a pup that, you know, like fading puppy syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Call your mentor. Call someone who's been through it. It's not just about how to breed your dogs. One of my best breedings, my mentor told me don't do. I did it anyways, and it was set up my foundation, like one of them. One of my worst breedings, we co-owned, he really wanted to do, and it turned out like shit. So just because, you know, like you got to still breed for yourself and what you want, and just take it with a grain of salt. I listen. I always listen. I still call
Yeah.
Anthony and run ideas by him. You know, like I had my girl Kitty, and I really wanted to produce a certain look, and I called him, gave him my ideas, and he kind of helped me make my decision. But and that's like I said, they've been more valuable, less so on the breeding side, but more so on the just the care side, and you know how to see
Yeah.
things. And
I like that.
honestly, Anthony, we don't even breed the same style dog anymore. I loved Anthony's foundation stock. That's what, you know, I drove to his house, met him and all that, but I don't breed Merles, and I'm not into kind of some of the dogs he breeds, but it doesn't mean you can't learn from him, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
that man is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, he can still teach you stuff.
That's
At
a
least
true
you guys,
that's a true mentor though. Like
Right.
someone that you can
Exactly.
go different avenues and you can still sit and have good conversations about what to do better.
Right. Because dog breeding, people overcomplicate dog breeding. I don't think it's as difficult as people make it seem. I just think that they're riding the fads, riding the waves, and they can never catch it. If you're riding, it's hard to catch it, you know, because it changes so often. If you really want bully dogs, breed your bully dog to another bully dog. Take the
There you
bully's
go.
pup, breed that to a bully dog. You stack the pedigree of the look you
There we
like.
go. Hey, that's true. That's the easiest way
Eventually,
to
you're
put
gonna
it,
be
but
a
that is the
bully
Right,
dog.
truest thing.
selective breeding. That's the
Yes.
definition of selective breeding. It
It's
really
and
is.
don't cut corners. And like I said, stack the pedigree with whatever look you like. I don't care if you breed, you like the more athletic, old school pit looking dogs. We'll breed a whole bunch of those, and you'll have a yard. You'll get the consistency you want.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
like I line breed a lot because that's why I'm in my program. But when I first started out, I had to be adding out crosses in. I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna just line breed someone else's work. I added in.
Right.
I added
Right.
Bodacious when not a lot of people even knew of him or had access to him.
Right.
Like I was the first one to breed Kimbo and Bodacious together. I was the first one to add, certain dogs together. And um, yeah, I just, like I said, stack the pedigree with the look you're going for. I don't care what it is. A good example I like to use is I'm sure some of you guys will be familiar with it, but there's a Phenom Bullies. His name is Justin as
Yeah.
well. He
I
has a
know
dog
exactly what you're
named
talking about.
Freight Train, right? No
Yeah.
relation
Yeah.
to any dog I have, but he looks like some of my stuff. So if I was looking for an
Yeah.
outcross or wanted to keep the look, that's an example, right? He almost looks like he could be
100%.
Sunline or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and then just breed that right back to your stock, and you will get a
Right.
consistent look.
Right.
Anytime you outcross, come back home, then keep adding it in. Be careful
So
with what you add, because like I said, if the dogs are dying at 5 or 6, you don't want to add that to your program. That'll
so
mess you up.
So if
Oh,
people don't understand what you really saying, so if your dog got a certain look, right, and you trying to
Hmm.
stay with that certain look, when you breed out, make sure you stay with that same look.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be the same blood, and
That's
preferably
right.
not, but it has the
Right.
same look.
yeah, Galcross
Yes, I
prefers
just
me.
want you to say that again so people can
Okay.
understand what you really said. That's why I
Right.
did that. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because that's why I cited Freight Train, because he has a certain look that looks like other bloods, but is not related at all. He's more
Right.
XB,
Right.
um, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And
but that's what I'm
that's
saying.
how you want to that's right. That's how you want to breed. You if you're gonna outcross, go with the same look that you already have.
And it's
Yeah,
honestly, it's way
something.
Or
easier
go
for the pockets or the standards, right? Because that looks way more consistent, and all sorts of different bloods
100%.
look like it. XLs, too many people bouncing around doing different things. Just find your look, find your lane, and I promise you, if you stick with it, your yard will be so much more consistent. You'll be able to tell your customers what they're actually getting and not guessing with them. Um, and
Cross the
Man,
fingers.
man,
But,
you sound just like me, man. We should be brothers.
we might be from Iowa, right? No, I'm just kidding.
My mom went up there for an extended period.
Because
Hey,
but
you know.
but see the thing is though,
Oh
man,
my
I've
gosh.
been preaching the same thing you saying
Hmm.
forever. Forever,
Right.
man. Forever.
So that's my thing. That's one of my main things about, because people always ask me how my yard gets so consistent.
Yeah.
IMAX, like how's IMAX look like, De Niro? And I mean, they have a common
Yes.
ancestor and epic, but they're not that closely related. And it's because I stack the pedigree with the look I like, and I'm very selective when I add new things in. And then when I do add something new in, I'm to the point where I bring it back to my stock, and then, hence the same look.
Yeah.
Yep.
nice. That's, I
But be
mean,
careful when adding something new if you're serious about your program, because, like I
That's
said, you don't
right.
want to add health issues that you don't know about.
That's
So
right.
I
right.
tend to look for dogs. I look at litter mates, even if I'm not breeding to that dog. I kind of want to know what the litter mates are like, because there could be one freak out the litter. There could be one bull out of a, kind of a standard looking litter. So,
Yep.
Right, exactly. And definitely like,
100%.
hmm so that way it cuts out the mystery of things,
mhm,
for sure, by doing that research. And you're really, really, cutting yourself short if you don't do that research. I mean,
exactly.
it's going to cost you in the back end, I promise.
Hey, and you know what? Look, we had Mike Green. If y'all can remember, we had Mike Green on live a while back. He was
Yes.
saying that he won't breed to another stud unless it's line bred.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember that? Unless it's
I
line
agree
bred.
with them. I agree with that
That's right.
too.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. And I'm in the process of trying to find an outcross right now. And I
Mhm.
never breed for color. It just turns out that lately, a lot of the best looking dogs, in my opinion, that are line bred are some tries. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
so
Pretty
I
sure
will
out there
add try into my next couple breedings are going to be with try dogs, honestly. And I don't ever breed for color. I judge the dog in front of me for what it is.
Right.
And that's my favorite dog color of all time is champagne.
Yeah.
Like, I love a
Yeah.
champagne dog.
Yeah.
But no, so I'll have, like I said, some try breedings coming up, but not because they're try, just because lately those are some of the best looking dogs.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to
So
say
it's
this
just
at
a
this
bonus.
point. No, Bruce, at this point in time, Justin, I want to make this comment directly towards you. I would love to do a breeding with Teddy to one of your girls, and we can do a pup back. Hey, if you're talking about Teddy with the try, let's work. Hey, I know you like
That's
Duce,
up to you,
let's do
blood.
it.
Well,
Hey,
Just
honestly,
saying,
Duce
Justin.
I
wasn't who I
will.
was
You want to
chasing. I was
contact?
chasing his dad.
Oh, Top Gun?
No, no, Duce's dad. I'm Yokozuna, Ichiban.
Yokozuna.
That's the blood I was really trying to
Uh-huh.
get to. And
He
I
has
couldn't
that
find it.
too.
I couldn't find it close enough, so Duce was like the next in line for me. But I know Ichiban and Epic Blood would click. So that's why I was really searching
Absolutely.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for old. Like I said, I bred Razor's Edge dogs in the beginning, and when I saw my first Gotti dog, I was like, oh, I can't keep it all edge. My kennel name was True Edge Kennel, and I had to switch it up.
Ah.
Because, like I
Yeah.
said,
Hey,
I got introduced to some Gotti dogs.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yep.
I remember
So,
the kennel, but I didn't know you, but I remember the kennel name.
yep, True Edge Kennel is TRU and then Edge, like
That's right.
EDG.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and like I said, I had Razor's Edge Nemo, but I couldn't keep that name if I was going to add more size and add, Gotti and whatever. This journey I
Mhm.
started.
Yeah.
And so that was, that's my point, I guess, about breeding and stacking the ped. That was some of the best advice I received when I
Yeah.
was younger, and it's some of the best advice I can give out now.
Mhm.
Tank, if you do a breeding like that, please let me know. I'd love a female.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care about female.
absolutely. That
You
dog
know.
is the truth, and he's a definite proven producer, and he pretty like it's crazy that you can see what's come from him, and Caleb has that blood on his yard as well, and yeah, it's definite.
Well, yeah,
It's
Ichiban and Dax.
pretty
People don't realize they got the same mom. Like it all
Exactly.
started right back there. And if people
Mhm.
really look at that, and that's why I like the old school breedings, because it stays true to the foundation of what those Guidelines Barbie and
Mm-hmm.
what she produced and what really came off that and tying them together. It was, yeah, that's nice. I can point
So
you in
there you go.
the.
I'll take it.
I
Uh,
really like Hank's champagne. You mean purple
that's what they call it these
tropical?
days.
Yeah, they call it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
call it
But
a few other
if you guys
things.
are familiar with Sunline's Kiss of Death, Roxy, that's the look I'm talking about. That champagne color is what I
Well,
love.
Yeah.
and so it's really, really interesting that there are other breeds where they have different shades
Mm-hmm.
of lilac. Like there's Isabella, and there's lilac, and then there's there's the third one that's a little bit more on the fawn side of things. But it kind of depends on whether it's more blue chocolate or it has a red hue to it almost. And so it's like it. Yeah, some of them have that really, really pretty, almost like Isabella, because it's got a purple hue to it. It's that. Ooh, man, those dogs are pretty. Mm.
And you see those in like the exotics, or at least I do in Minnesota here. Like I said, we
Mhm.
have a real small
Yeah.
XL community. There's a few. There's like some red lions, some mega built bullies, obviously some bossy, but there's nothing like. It's mostly exotics here and Frenchies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
That's
so
taken over,
yeah.
honestly.
Mm-hmm. But no, I just like I said, that those would be my main points of I guess is stack
No,
the
I love it.
pedigree.
You hit on
Don't
some.
switch it up. Just stick with what got you into the breed. Because there's people that'll switch it up and they don't even like their new dogs. They talk about how they miss their old dogs, and well, you shouldn't have gave them up then. You know.
But they're
Oh
trying to
man,
sell them.
chasing that
Like, you got
fad,
them like
chasing
when
that
you're
fad.
selling.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Tank made this point a little earlier too. Like, there's these aren't like cuddly dogs. There's some real man-stopping breeds in here. Mastiffs, Corsos. Like, you do have to be careful. They're
Right.
I don't think people understand what's behind some of their dogs.
Oh yeah, definitely do your research from as far back as you can, and research the breeder. Research the breeder. Get references if you can. It's just one of those things where with the XLs being as inconsistent as they are, it can be attributed to the fact that there have been other things placed in there with paper hanging and other
Right.
nefarious behavior. So it's like you really do need to research your breeders
And I
to
would
make sure that
suggest
you're
going
not
to put hands on these dogs. If you're going to spend
Yes.
5,000 on a pup, you should
Yep.
be able to spend 500 on a ticket and go see the dog.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
I know
See it
sometimes you
move.
can't, or you
See the
know
rest
that.
of the litter, the
Right.
parents,
Yes.
grandparents, litter mates.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cousins, aunts, uncles, all of them. Absolutely. Dang.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
Cut out the mystery. Cut out the mystery as much as possible.
Yeah. If
exactly.
I can't, if I'm gonna buy a pup and I can't see it, I mean, side stacking videos of the pup walking away from the camera or gating, anything
Mm-hmm.
like that, you know what I'm saying? You can pretty much tell, by looking at videos, most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in today's day and age, too, like when we first started, Bruce, there's not, if there was video, it wasn't good.
No.
Like you should be able to FaceTime
Pixelated.
and really
Right.
see the
Yeah.
dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just, yeah. And then, I don't know. Like I said, I know I'm like an older school breeder and I come from those older breeders, but I don't agree with a lot of their policies. So just because another breeder has, this contract, it doesn't mean it's good. Do
Right.
what works best for you. I hear people hide behind like bullshit, like, oh, this breeder does it, or, they used to do it back in the day. Well, a lot of those dudes were crooks back in the day, like straight
Yeah.
up. So you got to also,
I no
I don't
doubt.
like when I see people on the boards, like people won't return a deposit. And not even on a puppy, but like on a stud, the stud died. They make you do something you don't want just to save your money. Like,
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
like, I can
talk. I
transfer it
don't
to
talked
another
about.
study.
I
Like,
don't
I don't
talked about
understand. I
this
didn't want
before
that
too.
one.
mm-hmm. So
Yes,
like,
I
here's
don't
a
talked
good
about
story
this
for you
before.
guys. I had a guy drop a cheap deposit, is like $1,000 deposit on one of my studs for a female. For his female, she ended up dying. All right, well, I don't have a dog for the stud anymore. Well, let me switch that to a pup. Okay, cool. You could switch to whatever. Well, then he was like going through family issues or something. He ended up asking for his deposit back. I'm not holding
Mm-mm.
anyone's money hostage. I shot it back the next day. Here's your money. Well, like
Yeah.
6 to 8 months later, he sent his cousin to me, and his
Yeah.
cousin has spent a little over 10 grand with me. Bought 2 pups. We have a female
There we
on
go.
co-own. So just by returning that small deposit, I times 10 my money from just
Not
that
quick.
one dealing, doing good business.
Yeah. Not
Like I
quick
don't want to hold
money.
anyone's money hostage or make you spend money on something you don't want, or, just like I get putting a deposit down on a puppy, wasting someone's time. That's what deposits are for. But if I put a deposit on a stud, I've had this happen to me a few times actually, where the stud dies or the guy's getting out of breeding and like I'm just shit out of luck. Like that's not
Yep.
right, So
That ain't. That ain't.
just make sure you run your program how you want to run it and what's best for you. Don't hide behind old school scam tactics.
Absolutely.
Hey,
And run
now,
it how
now,
you would like
in,
to be treated in a similar scenario for sure.
in reality, that was the kindness out of your heart that you gave him that $1,000 back because that
Yeah.
deposit was on that pup. I can understand the breeding,
Well,
something
it
happened to
was
your
it was
stud.
on a stud to begin with, though.
I
He
know
then
that.
asked if
Yeah,
he
but
could
he
switch it
swapped
to
it.
a pup. The litter
That's right.
wasn't born. He just said in the future, can I get a pup? I said, yeah, whenever you're
Yeah.
ready. Then he
Right.
was like, all right, I'm going through some things. I'm not going to ever get a pup. Can I get that back? Yeah, cool. Like it didn't. He paid for a service that he didn't get. He didn't waste my
Yeah.
time. I didn't hold the pup back and miss money. It just. And then, like I said, a couple, like 6, 7 months later, his cousin, he's from Louisiana. He got 2 really nice dogs from me.
Yeah.
So it's. Not like I said, Bruce, I do understand, wasting time and putting a deposit on a pup. That's what those are for. But as
Yeah.
far as something that happened on my end that we can't control, or, his female died, what are we going to do?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I like
Right.
that.
And what you did
Being
had to be
sympathetic, and
actually
it's not
fun.
doing it for the money. Like you said earlier, like a lot of people are doing it for the dollar and they're producing so many litters to sell these dogs for pennies, but trying to
Well,
make
that
up for it on the
$1,000 would
long
have
run.
cost me 11,000 in future
Exactly.
business. Like I'm actually real cool with that guy now. We're going to do a
Yeah.
lot more business in the future. I don't franchise my kennel out, but he was interested in Monster Line South and just, like
Nice.
he had big plans, but I just, who knows to what it could lead to. But just by giving that small amount of money back, I got it tenfold, literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
good
You
business
did
will take, and then
the-
he's going to tell his friends, oh, this
Mhm.
breeder,
Exactly.
he's legit. He does good business. And who knows how much business I'll get in the future just from that one small deposit.
Hmm.
So like I said, that's another one of my things. I like breeding. I like doing what works for me and not works in the past or for someone else.
Yeah.
Right. And just being like, well, it's normal not to give the deposit back under
And I
whatever
hear that all the
circumstances.
time,
And
right?
you
Well,
chose
they
to
used
do
to do
something
it, but
different.
yeah, they used to do a lot of shit that we don't agree with now. So
100%.
Yeah.
Dang.
I've enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I
This,
don't like, and what's fun, Justin, is I knew after looking at your page and watching you for a while now, like I'm like I knew kind of what you were slightly about, and I was enjoying that. And now, like, just to get to know you more and to see where your head's at and to hear your stories and what your plans have been and are becoming, it's like, damn, dude, I am so glad to have had you on.
no,
That
I
this is
appreciate you guys. It's good to meet you, Bruce. I've seen some of your dogs. Obviously, I think you had some Smasher blood. You had a
Yeah,
boy I liked back in the day.
yeah,
Caleb, we've spoken, but Amanda, yeah, it's good to meet you. And I'm sure a lot of people on this live, this is like kind of like a different circle of breeders that I probably wouldn't have met. So I appreciate the
yeah.
opportunity.
oh yeah.
And if
thank
anyone has any
you.
questions or want tips, like I said, I had someone in the comments said I look like I'm 20. I was in high
Yeah.
school on Bullypedia in the library, just looking at
You
Bullypedia all day.
well,
I met
sir.
Anthony when I was
Oh
18. I
man.
drove across the country. I've been, like I said, I appreciate looking like I'm in my 20s, but I'm definitely well in my 30s. So
You make
Yeah.
me feel old. But for real though, thank you so much for braving it, coming on and telling us about yourself and about your program and where you've been, what you've done. And I really, really hope that you truly will continue to just, keep, trudging on and trying your best to, keep this old school blood alive without, turning it into something it isn't.
hmm
So I really, really can't wait to see you coming out with more dogs and hopefully actually physically coming out with more dogs.
hmm and I mean, and honestly, the thing about the boys, like, it's easy to sell a male and get, stud credits back on or get a whole bunch of straws and sell it. The females, I truly believe it's where it's at. So if someone
Yeah.
could learn something from me, it's built through your females. If you have a nice stud and someone offers you a bunch of money, get a bunch of straws, sell them. You could always,
That's
use
right.
him, work it in the contract or whatever. So I, uh,
Yeah.
I think females push the breed ahead. Studs are nice. It's like an old saying: studs bring you, notoriety, but females make your yard. So I believe in
That's
that
right.
one. And
I like
with
that.
studs, like I have dog semen in New Zealand, dog semen in Australia. It's easy to still reach other markets with a male, um,
Yeah.
and then sell the male. Like I said, Pacino, I sold him, and he has like almost 200 puppies in Australia.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah, he's changing. He's honestly changing it. The XL scene out there.
Wow.
And that
Man.
and that has helped my business. I have people from New Zealand and Australia look at their pedigrees and it says Monster Line 4 generations. Well, let me go on this website. Let me, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it brings added business. And like I said, I don't breed often, so I don't. That's another reason why I don't post a lot on social media is just because I don't have the volume to keep up with everyone, the demand. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, but if anyone wants frozen straws or use some of my studs, that's pretty easy.
I might have to
Yeah.
get up with you.
Yeah, I have we didn't really touch on it, but like I was very involved with the Smasher breeding, the breeding that produced Smasher. Vikings Scorpion was his real name.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
he was sold to a guy in Wisconsin. The dog got too big. He thought he was getting a 100-pound dog. Smasher or Scorpion at the time was 100 pounds at 6 months. The guy was like, "This is way too big." Anthony had first dibs to buy Smasher or Scorpion. Turned him down because the guy wanted 6,000. JC bought him, changed the name to Pro Bowl Smasher,
That's
and
right. Yep.
yep, and then it was a wrap after that.
Yep.
Wow.
I had
I,
Smasher's littermate sister Lola, and like I said, I was very involved in that breeding. The picture of Smasher before he left, that was the one holding him, like doing the pictures with Vi.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
yep. He said
Man,
when
that's close.
JC sold him to a guy, I think name was Sean. So Sean sold him to we had him on our show. What's his name?
Sheldon
Uh
Bell.
Yeah, Sheldon. Sheldon was the
Hmm.
last one to have him.
Okay. Yeah, I got a Smasher stud frozen straw.
Okay.
So I'll bust them back out. I got Smasher's dad, a bunch of Smasher brother and sisters.
Wow.
So if people like that blood, I'm definitely a good source for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, man,
Oh,
you guys are
no.
handling a lot of pies, my dude.
Man, I wish I was smart back in the day like he was.
And that's honestly, I mean, my bet's cool about it. It's not that expensive. They don't charge me per straw. They charge me per dog. So, 20 De Niro straws cost me the same as 5, some of my Razor's Edge dogs.
Damn.
I know some vets will charge you based on the amount of breeding units you have, but they just charge me based per dog.
Yeah. Nah,
So it's really
Sinatra,
not.
man.
One of my biggest regrets is not getting some of my boys pulled. So when my dogs turn like 2
Yep.
or 3, I get them stored.
Yep.
Just you don't want to chance it.
Yeah. Nah, Sinatra, Smash had been dead probably about a year and a half, maybe.
Hmm.
Something like that.
And for as much as Smasher was passed around and living outdoors and all that, I think he lived to be like 12 or 13.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yep. Sure did.
Because
Wow.
Epic was 10 months old when they did that breeding.
10 months.
Yeah, like 10, 11 months when they bred him to Sable. So Smasher's
Oh,
literally like less than a year older than Epic.
there go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Mm.
involved in some crazy breedings, but
That sounds like, oh my God, hands and pies. Oh my
like Casino, we didn't even really touch on
goodness.
him. That's the nicest dog
Yeah.
XL you will ever see in your life. Like
Woohoo.
Sunline's Casino. When I saw him the first
Oh
time, I was
yeah.
blown away. Anthony brought him
Yeah.
around the corner. I was like, I
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
remember him.
and he actually got sold to my buddy here in Minnesota. I helped facilitate the deal for Anthony.
Yeah. Wow.
Golly.
That's a whole long story too, but
Hey,
no,
look.
that's a dog that really would blow your mind if you saw him. My only knock on him is he was shorter than people think, so he was kind of long. Like to be that big and have that much girth, he was long. So that's why I bred him to the Epic blood, that kind of that Gotti line blood, short in the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you ever see my boy De Niro, he's like a perfect mixture of the two. Short
Yeah.
back,
I've seen him.
big girthy front. Obviously, Casino was extreme. Like his head was almost 30 inches. De Niro's rocking a 28-inch head, so he's not like as big and
Yeah.
as much of a presence as Casino was, but he's a good medium between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Dang.
Do not forget have Anthony to come on this live with you. Talk to
Yeah,
him.
I'll talk to him. I'm planning a trip to Cali soon, so he always gets mad if I don't call him when I go out there. So I'll see what's up.
All right. I'll just sit in the audience, man. I like to have him on the live.
Yeah.
Dang.
He's gonna go to
Yeah,
California
exactly,
to
Sean. Crescent
defrost.
Pearl is a big one for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dang.
no doubt.
Well, it's so who wants to ask the golden question? Even though he's already technically kind of
He have did it.
answered it
He have did
periodically.
that for real.
Heck,
So
Man, it took
look,
Bruce.
so you already had done this tonight, but maybe somebody missed it or something like that. So we have some newcomers that that might be on the live or might watch this live later.
Hmm.
I'm gonna call you since you just in your 30s. I'm gonna still call you OG because you've been breeding for a while.
Hmm.
So if people want to get in the dog game, what kind of advice would you give them?
All right. One, save up if you want to really set a good foundation. Don't just buy $1,000, $1,500 dog and start there. That'll cost you, as I said, way, way more in the long run, time and money. So start with a strong foundation. Get a mentor. It's easier to get a mentor when you spend money with them, especially with social media. I bet you Anthony and like Pro Bowls and these bigger kennels, they're bombarded every day with messages, right? Spend money with who if you like what JC has, spend money with him, and I bet you he'll be a better mentor for you. Getting a mentor it's like the most valuable thing you can do when you're first starting.
Mm-hmm.
And then start with a strong foundation. I think it's better to breed around a female. But if you want to get a male
Absolutely.
based on your situation, then you could do that too. But just don't skimp in the beginning, and a good mentor
Yep.
is like is key. And like I said, a mentor's not just about telling you, because I have people that call me and say I'm their mentor, and it's not just about what you should breed. It's more about how you should care for these dogs, the process you go through, tips for helping with whelping, supplements I give my females, stuff like that. It's not just about should I breed my dog to, should I breed this smasher blood to this smasher blood, like. And just because I say it won't click, doesn't matter. It might click, So just
Yeah, that's right.
like I said, one of my best breedings that laid my foundation, that got my girl Gemma. Anthony told me, I don't think it'll click, and it hit. And it set the future for that's Hannibal's mom, Pacino's mom, Athena's mom, Rose's mom. You know what I'm saying? Like that breeding was a hit. And one breeding that I called a female with him, and he really wanted to do, it was a dud. Like 2 males, and they both ended up being pet homes. So,
yeah.
one of these lessons that I was out, and Anthony had he had a kennel partner back in the day named Sang. And Sang was like, half a breed, bro, is just fuck it, do it. I was like, all right. I don't think, obviously there's more to it than that. But, like, if you're on the fence about it, do it. Just don't repeat the mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done
100.
breedings just to learn. Like I said, I bred the same female to littermate brothers, back-to-back breedings, to really see what these boys are, what traits they're really going to give me. And it helped better my breeding program going forward, because I knew, okay, I want to tighten up the skin. Well, don't use Epic. Let's use Doughboy. Or I want to add a little bit, better top skull. I'm going to use him,
Yeah.
So, yeah, patience, don't skimp, have a mentor if you can. I know mentors aren't, like, easy to come by, but it's easier if you spend money with who you want to be your mentor.
Yeah.
I had a guy do that. He actually got a dog named Zaza from me, and he was like, bro, half of me buying her is just so I can get your phone number. I was like, all right. And he's been a wonderful home for the dog. You know what I'm saying? And we have big plans for her, too.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's one of those things where it endears you to some people. So yeah, I mean, two of my mentors are who I've gotten dogs from, and it's just one of those things where they've never failed. They've never failed me. They're always there when I need them. So yeah, it's that is definitely one way to do it, my dude.
And that's part of spending money with good people, because I've also had people I've spent money with that won't answer my calls. Once they get the money, it's over. So, I feel blessed and lucky to have Vi and Anthony on call whenever I need. And we used to just talk dogs for hours, but we were all younger then. This before Anthony had kids. Vi started a family, so
right.
Kind of what we did back then.
Life happens.
Exactly. So yeah, Bruce, that would be my biggest thing, I guess, is have a good, solid foundation. Don't skimp. If you have to save up an extra couple months or 6 months, it's going to save you years. So those months shouldn't matter.
Yep.
And then stack the pedigree. That's my other main thing. Like if you like this look, just find the look and stick to it. You want to outcross one time and add something, fine, but go right back to that look. Really just you want 7 generations of that look, and you're going to usually get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever that look is, so.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Good live. Very, very, very good live.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again for coming on with us. It's, again, been a long time coming, so I really, really appreciate you.
No problem. And then exactly. Thank Breed for Traits. And then another thing is, like, I know you guys are all on the showing. Do you guys have any, like, what tips do you have for, like, people just getting out showing?
Get out there. Go.
Just get out there.
You never know what you're going to find. Network, rub elbows, see what the standard's talking about, see what the show scene's about. Like, publicity is good publicity if your dog is that dog. Like you said, have that dog ready to really campaign. If you're really going to campaign that dog, know what you have in your arsenal and go out there and meet that.
How often do you work your dog? Like when you had Genesis, how often were you and your wife working him for the show?
Well, shoot, Nakai and Genesis had a special relationship, so it was constant. Every step of every day
you're
was
working
constant.
on stacking and just
whatever she wanted to work on, whatever she wanted to fine tune, and the relationship's the biggest thing. If you have a relationship with your dog when you get in the ring, like You know your dog. You know if he's off. You know if you need
Right.
to, get him a little more excited or like calm him down a little more. So I say that it was 24/7 training because they were constantly getting to know each other better. So,
Hmm.
but to train a dog like from a puppy, like just be consistent 5, 10 minutes a day, like or every other
Okay.
day. Like it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all.
Right.
It's
So I
just
used to work with Epic 10 minutes a day, and I would stack in
yeah,
front of a mirror. This is before nice cell phones. I'd stack in
Yeah.
front of a mirror so I could see what the judge saw, you know.
Yeah.
yeah,
So that'd be my
exactly.
piece of advice
Absolutely.
too. Or record the gate, record
Yeah.
you stacking the dog so you can really see what the judge is going to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
And
And
then if
just
you
kind of
and then
lose,
get
ask
around
the
other
judge.
dogs.
Exactly. And then ask the judge. The judge should be willing to talk. So if you add, if you feel like your dog should have won, ask the judge. Well, what made you pick that dog over mine? And he'll tell you straight, or she'll
it's my
tell you
home.
straight up, like, ring
Exactly. What
presence
can I
or
work on? What can I work
exactly.
on? And if they can't
The
answer
judge is there
that,
to
don't show
teach.
underneath them.
That's
Don't
right.
show underneath
Yeah,
them if
that's
they
it.
cannot answer that question.
You're
Right.
exactly right, Caleb.
Yeah, they should be able to give details, but don't wait till the end of the show. Literally, like before you leave the ring, while it's fresh in their
When
brain,
it's
like
That's right.
you've
fresh.
already
Or you'll forget.
still sitting in front of them. That's when you ask. Don't leave the ring until you have your answers, because again, they're seeing hundreds, maybe even up to 1,000 dogs a day, and it's just one of those things where to ask them later on in the show, they're going to be like, "Crap, I don't even know
Hey,
who I
remember?
put up over you." Like, so I can't
Exactly.
like.
Right after you shake the other handler's hands, go talk to the
Mhm.
judge because, like you said, after
Yeah.
the show, they're not going. They're trying to leave. They don't want to stay and talk. Trust me.
That point,
You know.
they've seen as many dogs as they're willing to see that day, and at that
Mhm.
point, yeah, your dog isn't going to stand out like it would have if it's still sitting there right in front of them with the reason why still in their brain. So yeah, definitely don't leave the ring without that advice, that homework, and then and take it as it is. It is advice.
Mhm.
Don't
Constructive criticism is
constructive
constructive.
criticism. Do not
If
take
you're
it
Exactly.
going to go
personally.
asking for it, and be ready to respond to it. Bruce, I tried to talk to him after a show, and he literally stiff armed me, went to his truck, left,
Yeah.
wouldn't talk to me.
It's time to go.
Hey,
You know.
no, it didn't happen
I
like
love
that,
Bruce,
man.
but
But look, but the thing is, I was gonna tell Caleb why I didn't pick his dog at the time.
you
Mhm.
told
But you know
me. You
what?
told me right away.
Yeah, but see, no, that was I had to call you the next day.
Oh,
Remember?
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I had to call you the next day to tell you why I didn't pick your dog.
Yeah,
And
and
see
he
what it
did. I
was.
didn't ask for it. He brought it to my
Hey,
attention.
look,
Mhm.
what it was. All right, Kiki. He was showing Kiki, right?
Yeah, 100.
So
Yep,
Kiki, I felt like some ribs in her back. She had a
yep,
little bit too much tuck for me.
Mhm.
Ah,
Other judges might have been different, but
Right.
she just had too much tuck. And Caleb said, "Man, you know what? I got to start feeding her some raw or something because she just won't gain weight, and she just
yeah,
yeah.
won't
So high metabolism, she's still young. She's still
just
young.
because
That
of the
touch is
tuck.
going to be there for a hot minute. Like
Okay.
it's
Just
going to
because
take.
of the tuck.
See,
She's
a
a
lot
nice
of
dog.
people. Right. A lot of people get upset because they see their dog with tight feet and a perfect gait, and they wonder why they lose. But breed type is the first thing they look at.
Yep.
Yep,
And, the girthier dogs are the ones that are in right now. So
that's
it
right.
has to look like American Bully, and then they look at the tight feet, the tuck, and all that.
100%.
That's right.
You're
Right.
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 People be mad they
Absolutely.
would
Yep.
lose to Epic, and the guy would be like, well, look at his silhouette. This is like a bull, an American Bully.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
distinctive, from head to toe. Like you're looking at this dog and you're like the breed type is hard. And it's
Mhm.
some folks they're like, well, my dog is better balanced. I'm like, okay, but it also lacks the distinctive features that differentiate this breed from other similar breeds. So
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's the
I
first thing
can't
they're supposed
tell
to
if
look
I
at.
have any problem trying to determine what breed of dog you have. It's just you gotta be willing to take the constructive criticism and because they'll give it. They'll
Hmm.
give it.
Right.
Some of them are a little nicer about it. Some of them is like, nope, don't like him.
Right.
Why? I'm like, well, not enough bone.
Hey,
And at
hey,
that
I like
point,
that. I like what Sinatra just put. They judge your dogs versus the standard,
correct,
not
not
the
against
dog
the
next to you. Exactly.
mm-hmm.
100%.
And
That's
Sean
true.
just made a good point too. When advertising your dogs, show them in their best light because they will use a bad picture against you.
Yep.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
so be
Well,
conscious of what you're posting. Professional pictures, quality pictures,
mhm,
those really
mhm.
do help show your dog in a better light. And like I said,
Well,
people will they'll screenshot your dog from a video and try and hate on you. You know,
yes,
like,
Yes.
absolutely. It was the one
Yes.
moment.
Yep.
It was the one moment your dog exhaled, so they slumped, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ah, look at it sway back." Well, so and then so Corey Latham, who's a BRC judge,
BRC.
uh, hmm and he actually said it also helps knowing what classification your dog is too,
right,
because there's some people they don't realize that the dog that they think that they have is a standard. No, that's a classic. You should probably put it in classic. You're not going to beat these standard dogs. You put it in the
exactly. That's a
class
big one too.
that it belongs
Yep.
in.
Hey,
So, yeah.
and that being said, it was another guy at the same show, and y'all probably know who I'm talking about. He had his dog in the classic,
Mhm.
and I gave him a second. He said, "Man, why you gave me second?" I said, "Because your dog should be in the standard."
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So I'm not gonna tell you what class to put your dog in.
Okay.
That's up
Some
to you to
judges will,
decide.
but
Oh,
I'm
I was
not.
going to say, they'll move you.
they'll pull
Rolando
out
will
the
move
wicket
you.
and
He'll be
just
like,
The
and make
only
sure.
the only way
it's like,
is
you need to
is
be
the
in this one.
wicket. The only way I do it is the wicket. But
Mhm.
if he looks like he's standing, you got him in the classic class. I'm
You're
not
gonna
gonna
lose,
tell him.
yeah.
I'm not
Right.
gonna tell him.
Yeah, if it's not
I'm but
blatant.
but
It's
I'm
not
gonna tell him
blatant.
why I didn't pick his dog too, so he'll know next time to put his dog in the standard class.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And I feel like you're right on that one because I mean the classic class there's an expectation there, and if you have a dog that really needed to be in standard, giving it to them, it's not consistent judging. It's literally you're just picking the biggest dog in the ring, and that makes you part of the problem. So I appreciate that you did that way. But yeah, and there's and similarly so. Instead of just making sure they're like, listen, next time you do the work, enter your dog into the correct class. Yeah, there are some others that they will move you.
Hmm.
Yeah. What I like about ABKC is the senior judge is supposed to be the judge
Yep, show one judge.
that
Yep,
are actually going to
and Sandy do that.
dictate where your dog goes. So I
Mhm.
like that because the other three judges, or however many shows it is, should really be able to follow that and say, okay, they're in the right classification. Because the senior judge that's kind of running the show in a degree, kind of the mentor of the show,
That's
has
the time.
already set that in place.
Mhm.
So that's what I like about ABKC is how they do their shows. The senior judge is almost always the judge of
So,
show one.
yep,
Hmm.
yep, and
Sets
yeah,
the tone for the
it's
rest of the show.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
and it's in whichever method that they use. So, and just like Bruce said that he uses a different method to inform somebody that they're in the wrong class. You're doing the same thing. It's just you're giving somebody the opportunity to put their dog in a class that they're going to have better competition, and they're more likely to actually win in that class.
Hmm.
So no, I mean keep doing what you're doing, Bruce. I like it. I love the fact that you're actually telling them why, and making sure that they act accordingly moving forward.
Yeah.
So
Hey, and when Bruce called me, he didn't tell y'all, but after like 30 seconds of listening to him, I hung up on him. I hung up on him and didn't answer. I'm joking.
rude. We were just talking about taking constructive criticism, but I'm
Oh,
He didn't hang up
I'm
on me.
joking. I appreciate it more than he would
Hey,
ever
he
know
said,
because I
"Man, you
like
know what?
constructive
I
criticism.
appreciate it." And he said, "I
Yes.
appreciate it." Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But
I just want to
but
bring a comedy to it. I didn't answer the phone for 3 weeks.
oh
he just
man.
kind of curled into a fetal position, cried a bit, while he feeds his dog raw.
Hey, yeah, but you know what though? I love judging, and I'm a fair judge, and
Yeah.
I don't show no kind of partiality. You know what I'm saying? Partiality to no
100%.
one. You know what I'm saying? I judge what's in front of me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I judge what's in front of me. And if that
Yeah.
dog
Absolutely.
gets the
That's what
day,
it is.
that's it. That's what it is. You could be mad at me. Hey,
I'm still
Sometimes
Just
you
me.
just
That's
gotta
bitter.
all I
bring
I'm
know.
the
still a little
dogs.
bitter.
I'm telling you, sometimes you just gotta bring the dogs. But at the same, yours is young. Kiki is young. She's still developing.
I'm joking. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
joking. I love you,
She
Bruce.
really look nice now. She look nice. She really
Oh,
does.
I
oh,
love
She
Kiki.
figured out.
she hit two. She championed in ABKC. Like,
I love
me and
Kiki.
Bruce are on good talking terms now.
After I cried a bit
Uh,
about it, it's fine. I'm
Oh
talking
no,
about
but
jumping off of
Bruce,
a bridge because I'm 40, like over 40, and you're talking about, crying because of a dice on a dog that's still
but I'm in
developing.
my 30s. I'm in my 30s crying. You're
First
just want to
time.
put that out there. Oh, but Justin, no, I've appreciated this, man. Love your program. I love watching your program. I love the consistency of your program. I love how much of a mentorship you are, and you don't even realize that. Just with what you put out there, it's always positive. I always reciprocate what you put out there, even if it's on someone else's post, very, very positively.
Hmm.
So I appreciate the staple that you put in the bully community.
Hmm.
I appreciate that. And like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on, having this platform, being able to teach. If anyone could just pick up one gem from this podcast, it was all worth it for me. And every week, this is, I think, what the community needs to move forward and to really learn. It's what we didn't have back in the day. We had to learn the hard way. Hopefully, you guys won't have to. And just pick people's brains like Tank's on here. It's wealth of knowledge. And
Yes,
I'm
he
from
is.
Minnesota, so I don't have the access to those Cali dogs that he does. I'm
Oh,
kind of out the loop.
absolutely.
That's why I take advice I'll call someone from down south and ask them what the dogs looked like at the shows, who stood out, Cinco de Mayo, who was dogs turning heads, just because
Because
I'm
no
out the
shows
loop.
are going to Minnesota.
No, there's not. Like I said, we have
None.
three a
The
year.
one show, the one show a year.
There's three here
I love
every
it.
year. The same three people throw them. They're always great. One of them's not even a sanctioned show. It's a charity
Yeah.
show
Ah,
for
Yeah,
children's cancer. That's my favorite one
that
just because of what it is. But
I
there's two
love
guys.
that.
Fang's an actual judge, but he puts on really good shows here. And then Diane Lutz, she's part of the Natural Born True Bulls, Alexander
Yeah,
and Trav. Yeah, she's
yeah.
the third member of that. She puts on really nice
Wow.
shows too. I always like to go and support them. But those are just BRC. If you want ABKC, if you want real competition, we have to travel.
yeah.
dang. That's all right. Well, hopefully we will see you travel.
Yeah. Like I said, I got some epic daughters. They're getting a little older now, and those are my key to my show program. So I'll get some good back to the drawing board, and we'll get back out there.
I love
Yeah, just
it.
want to throw this out there. And October 11th, come down. Hey, Monster Mash Volume 1. My wife, Nakia Weddle, and Candy Avila are actually co-hosting the show.
Yep.
Andalusia, Alabama, about 45 minutes away from the house. Come on
Okay.
down. Everyone that's watching, come on down, man.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to
Oh
treat you
my
right.
gosh.
It's about 45 minutes away from the house. Come by, see the program. Let's put some
Mhm.
meat on the grill. Let's hang out. And, man,
Yeah, just
everyone
that
come out.
community sense. That's kind of what social media took
Exactly.
away from the dogs. We used to go to shows Friday night. We'd go to a breeder's house. Everyone would hang
Yes.
out, and then Saturday would be at the show. It's like
Yep.
it's not. I don't know. It's changed a little bit. At least in my circle, it has, and in
Yeah.
Minneapolis for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I
everyone's
appreciate
invited
it.
except for Amanda. Everyone here is invited except for Amanda. I just want to put that out there.
That's crazy. Well, can I bring a plus one?
Yeah.
If it's not Amanda, if it's not
Nah, it's
Amanda.
gonna be. It's gonna. I try to get your back, Amanda. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't
I
need
got my
anyone's
plus one
help.
vote. Only dogs for plus
You
ones.
know.
If it's anyone else besides Amanda, yes, but no.
Okay.
He can't be helped.
Oh,
It's fine. I tolerate him. So
Yeah.
I really do
yeah.
it for Nakaya. I mean, she asked me to be nice. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, and everybody. We're putting this up on the YouTube. If you caught just the last part of it, or just the first part, or whatever the case may be, or if you knew that he was coming on but you were working, like Bruce, or just I'm uploading it to the YouTube this evening, so that way you guys can watch it at your leisure. I already put the link to our YouTube channel on the comments, so that way you have a direct line to it. Definitely catch up. This is worth a watch. Like, even if you only got to watch a piece of it, go back and watch the whole bit. This
Absolutely.
was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Hey, shout
And
out Pull Up or Shut Up, Stuart Flagg, Sean Fredericks. Hey, we always want to shout out everyone. Hey, we're someone's brand, but Justin, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man.
oh no, you're all good. I was gonna say you can find me Instagram, Monsterline Bullies, or my website's monsterlinepits.com. And feel free to message me on Facebook, Justin Terrana. I'm real easy to talk to. I'll always offer, my honest opinion and best advice I can. But just, people have real lives too, so don't, bombard
Okay.
people and expect responses right away. But I'm pretty easy to talk to. If anyone has questions, feel free to hit me up.
Love it, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. You guys have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Well, thank you guys everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you guys next week.